Don't be a clown in Lolo's lounge. Don't be a clown. I know you can hear the something. Oh, it's the G20. Sorry, let me quiet them down. Good morning, starshine. Jen Griffin. Thank fucking dog. It's a trauma spiral. I'm going to agree with that. And you know what? I'm going to break that cycle for you. God damn it. We're not going to let it. Okay, we need to Mary J. Blige this motherfucker, okay? Yeah, Bannon hearing today. I was just watching the outside because, of course, you can't watch anything that's happening inside. God forbid. Hey, where's my... Oh, I did the campfire away. That's right. Hold on just a second. There it is. Sorry. Anyway, good morning. Holy mother of all things fucked up. Here we are. In the mother of all things fucked up. I need lashes. I mean, the whole world's falling apart. Badger, easily distracted. Love you guys. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. Happy Monday. Oh, my God. How exciting. I'm so excited. It's Monday. Oh, my God. That's so great. I don't know what's happening with this world, okay? So I'm not... Oops, wait. That's not what I want. No. The pile. You see the pile. Why is my camera so weird? Hold on just a minute. I don't know why the camera's fucking up. Anyway, the point is it's Monday, and it's been a Monday already for me. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a fucking Monday of a Monday. Let me just see. Why is that not applying to that? I guess it is applying to that. Weird. Anyway. All right, whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, it's Monday. It's a Monday that feels like a Monday. It's a Monday that feels like a Monday. It took me all day yesterday of the energy that I did have to put this fucking microphone back on its stand yesterday. So did I record? No. Because I had to fight with this thing all day. But that's okay. I'm delighted. I'm just happy. My lips look so red. I have like plain lip gloss on. The mic. Yeah, the mic. The mic fell completely off. Nothing broke, thankfully. But it all came tumbling down in a mass of cords. Actually, that's what I did yesterday. I spent most of the day trying to untangle the fucking cords underneath my desk. And I did it. But my God, I mean, can we just Monday? Can we be done with this Monday? Is it Tuesday yet? No? Okay. All right. Okay, fine. Anyway, so welcome to the show. Come, step inside. Good morning, Lee, sister. How you doing, baby? Work today? Are you on vacation? Wait a minute. Are you on vacation, Lee? No, you're not on vacation. I think you're going on vacation in December, aren't you? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. But I hope you have a good day. Wherever you're going to have to be, Lee, I hope you have a lovely day. Jen's on vacation. That's what it is. God damn. I knew somebody went on vacation at the end of Oh, congratulations. Jenny! My Griffey! I can't wait to hug you. I really can't. I can't wait to hug all of you, actually, but it's going to happen. I just believe it in my soul, especially after like what we've been through and just the fact that the world is so fucked up. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm channeling my dad so hard, and I know that's annoying, but my annoyance is that we have to live this life. Good. Yay, we are gonna hug. Um, we have to live this life. And that's really all there is. That's what my dad taught me. Is this is the only life we have. So live it the best you can, make your mistakes, own up to them, try and be kind. That's really what my dad taught me. Is try and ask, talk to people, like meet people, and it's only one life that you get, and it's so very precious. So don't spend it like hating people or bullying people or all that kind of stuff. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. And I don't, I think there's a lot of manipulation out there, like people being manipulated and things like that. And I get very sensitive to any type of, when I sense any type of like approach or anything, I'm very sensitive about it because I've been through it. I had two people pretend to be my close friends for over a year in order to betray me. So I've been through a very hard and traumatic, frankly, betrayal, and it hurts. And so I don't have any patience. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be hurt again. I don't want to trust someone that much. I know who's had my back for the last, especially on this landscape. And I'm sticking with them. So, like I just don't. I don't entertain. I don't entertain division. I don't entertain wedging. I don't entertain any of that. And if I smell wedging or if I sense that someone is trying to push me away from someone else, I will call it out and I will walk the fuck away because I've already been super manipulated as a part of this process. And I'm not doing it again as at least as much as I can try. I'm not doing it again. Yes, we are. I wish I was on vacation. I found a cool campground with cabins. Need to win the lottery to purchase. Jackpot is 420 million. I think that's a sign. Yeah, 420, y'all. That's funny, Lee, because lotto winners are responding to my tweets out of the blue. So we're friends. Oh, JK. That's amazing, Jen. Oh my God. That's fantastic. Good morning, Carla. It's good to walk away when needed. Yeah, easily it is. Well, and it's just like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. Don't try to do that to me. I've already been through it. I've already trusted people so deeply. I don't want to deal with it. I'm rich, biatch. I'm a rich bitch. So anyway, that's just an aside. It's just, I'm disappointed in Blue Sky because it's just the same old shit. It just doesn't have nudity. I think I complained about that on Friday morning, so I won't complain about it again. Bring back the porn bots. No, I'm just kidding. I'd rather have the porn bots. I just have to block people. Oh, God. It was so boring. We can smell fake actors now. Usually I can. And guess what? If you come at me like a fake actor does, I'm going to call you a fake actor, even if you're not, because guess what? That's what they do. So I'm just not here for it. I'm sorry. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my show. I'm doing my protest. I'm trying to work towards a more perfect union. That is my focus. It isn't games on the internet. It isn't who likes who. It's none of that. I'm not here for it. I'm here to just do my shit. The shit I've always wanted to do. I want to sing. I want to be funny. I care about politics. Like, that's why I'm here. If it's a real one, they'll come back. Exactly. And that's what I figure. And I've lost friends over that, right? Because I've blocked people because they were hanging out with weirdos or, whatever. They were conversing. I will preemptively block because I don't know what is coming. And I didn't create that situation. They created it for me. So sorry, but you're, like the damage is done in my trust level. So anyway, I don't know. I don't want to care. No more about that. Monday. Where's our Monday? Where's our Monday thing? God damn it. Where is the Monday? Where's the Monday? Dino Monday. Where is that? Dino Monday. Dino chasing. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Okay. Then we'll put him up here. Go up. Oh, there we go. There you go. Here's your Mondays. Mondays, am I right? We're all wussies now and need everyone to like us. Boundaries are hot. Yeah. Boundaries are hot. I love everybody, by the way. And even if you, if I really am not, I just don't do that. If you hurt me or you are sketch, I will avoid you. That's it. So just don't hurt me or be sketchy. How about that? Haberdashery. How about that? Anyway, good morning. We have a lot to do, actually. All this bullshit. It is what it is. That's right, Jen. Jen and I over on that Twitter bird. Doesn't it feel like so cavernous over there in Twitter? It just feels like the whole thing is empty, except for MAGA assholes, and there's a few of us. Every time I post, I'm like, the 3 other resistors that I know will see this post. But I'm trying to post in both places, so it's not, But I'm just not, blue fly or whatever the fuck it's called. What's it called? Blue sky. I'm physically depressed immediately. I know. Oh God. I'm physically depressed. Okay. We have a lot to do this morning, actually. Yeah, they have an outside shot of it. It feels like a party that was mostly over at midnight. It's 2 a.m. and we're still there, Carla. That is so true. That's exactly what it feels like. Hey, anybody gonna put another record on? And why am I here? Oh my God, no. It's all good. Fuck Twitter. Elmo has to get in trouble one of these days, right? Doesn't he have to get in trouble one of these days? I heard something about some article I passed by. I didn't read it. It was something about him and foreign elections, right? Like, he has the ability to now do this in other elections. This is so weird. Like, all this is so fucking weird. Like, all the drugs are gone. Yeah, exactly. There's no more drugs. So we're starting to sober up. And we're realizing that we're in the wrong place. We're in the wrong party. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah. He is the superhero medallion. What? Are you kidding, Jen? Are you kidding? If looking for a good political movie, The White House Plumbers is a must-watch. Easily, let's put it on the list. Hold on. I'm going to make a list. Oh, I don't know what to do. Where am I going to make a list? I don't have anything to make a list on. The White House Plumbers, yeah. I'm just going to look it up because then I'll remember it. So forgive me. White House Plumbers. They got things in their hands. It's the White House Plumbers. Sorry. Everything's a song. See Dave. What Dave? Dave the movie? See Dave. Dave Troy? And RFK Jr. is agreeing with Cory Booker. What? Well, you know what? I have feelings about Cory Booker. I've never really liked him, but because he was like, I read part of that book that was about the education system in Newark and stuff. It's about Watergate. Yeah, no, I knew that. Thank you, Easily. That's great. Dave Troy. Yeah. See Dave Troy. And, Dave to me is, I don't agree with it's not that I don't agree with everything Dave says. It's just that I find it hard to sometimes accept everything Dave says. But then I look around and I go, oh, well, but here we are. So I don't know. I think that this country, there are some of us who are seeing the damage begin, right? Seeing the erosion, seeing the games behind the scenes and all that. And then I think what's going to end up happening is if they are able to make some of the significant changes they want to make, like, I don't know, dismantling the Department of Education and other things they've talked about. I don't know what the nation's reaction is going to be to that. You know what I mean? I'm curious, but not in a way that I want to watch it. I'm curious in that I'm really not sure. I feel like this country made a turn towards accepting authoritarianism really easily. I really find like that's where I am. And I don't know. I want to believe that's not realistic. I want to believe that, it's going to be horrible for some, or I don't want to believe this, but the minimum damage, right? The least amount of people that get hurt, and then people go on with their daily lives, right? So we do that all the time. There are groups of people that are being victimized and in living in poor conditions and other things. And those folks, we tend to move on about our lives, right? We don't constantly talk about or do something about what is happening for people in crisis and other things. So what I wonder is if when things start to actually be implemented, like dismantling departments and things like that, what will be the collective response to that, right? Because right now there's us kind of, saying, hey, you need to pay attention over here. But there's a whole world of people that aren't on Blue Sky, aren't on X, aren't on YouTube, for that matter, who just assume, as many do, that, oh, well, Bush was a bad president too, but we all survived. We survived. Well, not all of us. So I guess I'm just wondering, how bad will it be? Will it be bad enough where people who have not been paying attention will be like, holy shit? Or will it be bad in the way that privileged people can continue living their lives without impunity, and really all of the stuff rolls downriver, so many silos. I know. So I don't know the answer to that. I don't want to, I never want to be a doom and gloom, but I also want to be very realistic about what is happening now and what we can look forward to. So I think that's where I'm at right now, is that I'm kind of trying to take in what the incoming administrations, yes, build communities in real life. Absolutely, Midnight Sun, welcome. Absolutely. And that's what I feel like I am drawn towards, is what can we do on the local level to ensure that people who will immediately be the target of this administration, where we can stand with them, and in numbers we can hopefully reject some of the abuse of power that this administration is quite ready to yield. Wield, I guess. Wield is more. So I think I think you're absolutely right. I think our emphasis can be both. Our emphasis can be understanding what is coming and what is happening and what is realistic and what is just bluster. That this administration does a lot of cheap parlor tricks in order to get your attention. And then when the rubber meets the road, they're not actually able or allowed by their handlers to implement whatever it is they're going to implement. I don't know. But they've had a lot of time to think about what they can do with power, right? And they clearly have had some interaction at the Supreme Court level, which gives them the confidence that they need to move forward, right? I think that's something that can be agreed on. So I think it is incumbent upon us to be both observant and in action, right? Get involved in your local neighborhood council or something. That's what I want to go to a neighborhood council meeting to understand what's happening here in the neighborhood. I feel like that would be a good way to just understand what happens. I'm woefully inadequate in my knowledge of how city kind of, not politics, but city planning and other things go, and the public comment and all that. So I need that's definitely a to do for me. The school board is going to be my other focus, is focusing on a school board that is under attack. Like there's actually probably a couple in Glendale that are routinely attacked by right-wing extremists school districts. So I might go and try and be more a voice of reason and more, whatever can happen. So that's kind of my focus. Bobo's doing libraries. She's trying to work on the library angle. She's going to join. They actually have a library council here, volunteers. So she's going to look into that. So I feel like those are ways that I can feel like, okay, I'm doing something that will hopefully be mitigate some of the damage. But I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad. And right now it's bad because people are scared. And I get really upset because I think we underestimate the impact of fear on children especially, and on adults. And now we have that. Yeah. Get Afro Man. Well, Afro Man, didn't he do something? I know it was, I saw that, he was raided and stuff like that and got some good community support. But is he around? Is he around here? Or is he in Texas? For some reason, Paul J., I thought he might be in Texas. I'll get anybody on that shit. Glendale has a lot of Nazis. Glendale has a lot of thugs. He did some great videos. I'll take a look because I thought he did something controversial lately, like that was anti-Kamala, but I don't know that, so I just need to, and anti-democratic, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So let me check before I say anything because I like him. So it's not that. Good morning, Paulina. Happy Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah, Monday. Let me see what's happening in the world. Oh, wait. I think, oh no, we don't have a Bannon. Oh, we have a Bannon sighting. Hold on. Ah! I can't get there fast enough. Ah! It's a Bannon sighting this morning. Oh, I guess I could put the sound up. Bannon. That's a lot of lawyers. Wait, who are you? You look like a defendant. Wait, you look like a defendant. Who are you? Sir, who are you? Sir, who are you? Who are you? Is that the subway guy? The guy that killed someone on a subway? Look at that bun. Look at that bun, hun. Which bun? Which bun? Oh, okay. Well, that was great. I don't think that was your guy, but okay. We got a lot of SUVs rolling up here. Who has SUVs? Like, who is that kid? Who is that kid? Good morning, Teresa. How are you, love? How are you? Paul J. Could be. Love him at karaoke. You're so funny. From a guy that opened the... Oh, nice buns. Yeah, okay. Oh, man bun. I love man buns. I love bald men. I love men with hair. I don't really have... my type is smart. If you're smart, then you're sexy to me. That's pretty much it. That's what I need. If you're smart and nice, you have to be nice. Don't be mean. Oh, we're all leaving. Okay, well that was exciting. Absolutely nobody got out of that car. Fuck you guys. We're going back to our campfire. You guys blow. I'll keep an eye on it in case. Um, oh, my eyes are watering. My eyes are watering. I'm crying all the time. I'm not crying, bitch. I'm determined. I'm moving so fast, my eyes are watering. Oh my God. I am actually. My eyes are watering. Anyway, okay, so we have stuff to do. We don't have to wait for Steve Bannon. We got shit. We got lots of shit. All right, open my side panel. Oh, that's not it. Oh, that's not it. Wait, where's my okay. I got stuff for you. I got stuff for you. I got stuff for you. Ooh, ooh. How to survive the proligarchy. Yeah. Mika and Joe. Are you kidding me? Mika and Joe are at Mar-a-Lago. Are you fucking kidding me? We've come full circle. Is that real? Are they like guests? Fuck. Okay, can I just say this? I'm going to tell you this. Is it me, or do I feel like the entire establishment of media and politicians are just accepting the fact that we're facing that government, that administration? Is that real? I mean, did we just turn our face to authoritarianism? Did Madeleine Albright call it and say, usually you vote them in? Why are we so, and not that we're accepting, and granted, they're not in power yet, but why are we waiting? Why aren't we releasing information that tells us who these people are? Please, I'm begging you. Jamie Raskin, whoever, I'm begging you. Please, release information that helps us understand what we're facing. Please. Do that for the fucking country. Please. Please do that. Please at least give us the opportunity to know how we got here. Because I am getting less comfortable with the fact that resistance will be as accepted as it has been in the past. So I'm begging Adam Schiff, my congressman, now my senator. I'm begging you, please give us information that is going to help us at least understand where we are and what the rules are now. Because I feel like the rules are different for certain people than they are for the rest of us. I don't know. Here we are. Okay. Let's read from Carol. Carol will make us feel better. He tweeted yesterday saying he wouldn't back down, but fuck. Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting. Okay. We should talk about the Matt Gaetz thing because it is interesting. I don't know why I'm hiccuping. It's interesting to me that he's getting some pushback, which is really interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's for show, to be honest with you, because now I suspect everybody, right? Everybody. I suspect everybody is, fucking complicit. Oh yeah, I can move that a little over, and I can see you. Just reading, the Spirit Airlines is filing for bankruptcy just in time for the holidays. You don't want to fly Spirit, do you? Yeah, that's the thing. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, women die because of this. I don't understand, you guys. I'm sorry. I guess I'm really stuck on this, how you could even vote for that in the beginning because women are dying. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't know. Okay. All right. So we're going to we're going to read, and that's going to make us smarter, and then we're going to be smarter. Paul, it used to be for access journalism. Now they are probably worried about their families. Yeah. Here's an old Gaetz thread if you want it. I do want it. Thank you very much. I'm going to tee it up for after this. Oh. Oh, good. Okay, good. We're going to read that next. Let me read this Carol Cadwaller, please. Cadwallader. Cadwaller. I think it is. She's the fucking Welsh. I don't fly Spirit. Apparently, no one else does either. Well, I mean, they've had a lot of problems, right? But that doesn't help, I guess, competition of pricing and stuff like that. Sounds like the Halloween clearance store. Yeah. Open Substack. Okay. This explains why people voted for stupid shit. Good. Well, let's read that too. Oh my God, stop watering. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read. Grab your coffee. I got my coffee. Yum, yum, yum. Yum in my tum. I'll smoke a joint after this article. Okay, how to survive the Prologarchy. 20 lessons for the post-truth world. Man, we were saying it was a post-truth world, and now here we are. I mean, I just feel like people poo-pooed me. In my own life, people poo-pooed me, and now I feel like, God damn it, I wish I was wrong. And it's not that I was right. It's just that, looking at the way things go, and then you kind of go, oh, well, this is how it's going now. It's not being right. You know what I mean? I'm not calling anything. I have no ego about that, all right? In the wake of Trump's unnerving appointees, the investigative journalist and veteran of the libel court offers pointers on coping in an age of surveillance. Look at that. Look at that. Ready. That, as the boys would say, look at that dick sucker. Look at my penis. My penis is down there. I swear to God. My penis is right down there. I got to save this because I'm going to make a joke out of you, bitch. Oh, fuck, it's an AVI file. Okay. Anyway, look at my penis. Number one, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Last weekend, Donald Trump appointed a director of intelligence who spouts Russian propaganda, a Christian nationalist crusader as Secretary of Defense, and a Secretary of Health who is a vaccine skeptic. If Trump was seeking to destroy American democracy, the American state, and American values, this is how he'd do it. Journalists are first, but everyone else is next. Trump has announced multi-billion-dollar lawsuits against the enemy camp, newspapers, and publishers. His proposed FBI director is on record as wanting to prosecute certain journalists. Journalists, publishers, writers, academics are always in the first wave. Doctors, teachers, accountants will be next. Authoritarianism is as predictable as a Swiss train. It's already later than you think. To name is to understand. This is McMuskism. It's McCarthyism on steroids. Political persecution plus Trump plus Musk plus Silicon Valley surveillance tools. It's the dawn of a new age of political witch hunts where burning at the stake means data harvesting and online mobs. If that sounds scary, it's because that's the plan. Trump's administration will be incompetent and reckless, but individuals will be targeted. Institutions will cower, organizations will crumble. Fast. The chilling will be real and immediate. You have more power than you think. We're supposed to feel powerless. That's the strategy, but we're not. If you're a U.S. institution or organization, form an emergency committee. Bring in experts. Learn from people who have lived under authoritarianism. Ask advice. Do not kiss the ring. Do not bend to power. Power will come to you anyway. Don't make it easy. Not everyone can stand and fight, but nobody needs to bend the knee until there's an actual memo to that effect. Wait for the memo. Know who you are. This list is an homage to Yale historian Timothy Snyder. His On Tyranny, published in 2017, is the essential guide to the age of authoritarianism. His first command, do not obey in advance, is what has been ringing like tinnitus in my ears ever since the Washington Post refused to endorse Kamala Harris. In some weird celestial stroke of luck, he calls me as I'm writing this, and I ask for his updated advice. Know what you stand for and what you think is good. Oh, that's going to make me cry. Protect your private life. The Prologarchy doesn't want you to have one. Read Shoshana Zuboff's The Age of Surveillance Capitalism. They need to know exactly who you are to sell you more shit. We're now beyond that. Surveillance authoritarianism is next. Watch The Lives of Others, a beautifully told film about surveillance in 80s East Berlin. Act as if you are now living in East Germany and Meta, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp is the Stasi. It is. Throw up the Kool-Aid. You drank it. That's okay. We all did. But now is the time to stick your fingers down your throat and get that sick tech bro poison out of your system. Phones were, still are, a magic portal into a psychedelic funhouse of possibility. They're also tracking and surveilling you even as you sleep while a Silicon Valley edgelord plots ways to tear up the federal government. Listen to women of color. Everything bad that happened on the internet happened to them first. The history of technology is that only when it affects white men that it's considered a problem. Look at how technology is already being used to profile and target immigrants. Know that you're next. Think of your personal data as nude selfies. A veteran technology journalist told me this in 2017, and it's never left me. My experience of discovery, handing over 40,000 emails, messages, documents to the legal team of the Brexit donor I'd investigated, left me paralyzed and terrified. Think what a hostile legal team would make of your message history. This can and will happen. Don't buy the bullshit. A Securities and Exchange judgment found Facebook had lied to 2 journalists. One of them was me, and Facebook agreed to pay a $100 million penalty. If you're a journalist, refuse off-the-record briefings. Don't chat on the phone. Email. Refuse access interviews. Bullshit exclusives from Goebbels 2.0 will be a stain on your publication forever. Even dickheads love their dogs. Find a way to connect to those you disagree with. The obvious mistakes of those who find themselves in opposition are to break off relations with those who disagree with you. Texts Vera Krichevskaya, the co-founder of TV Rain, Russia's last independent TV station. You cannot allow anger and narrow your circle. Pay in cash. Ask yourself what an international drug trafficker would do, and do that. They're not going to the dead drop by Uber, or putting 20 kilograms of crack cocaine on a credit card. In the Prologarchy, every data point is a weapon. Download Signal, the encrypted messaging app. Turn on disappearing messages. Remember, writer Rebecca Solnit, an essential U.S. liberal voice, emails, if they try to normalize, let us try to denormalize. Let us hold on to facts, truths, values, norms, arrangements that are going to be under siege. Let us not forget what happened and why. Find allies in unlikely places. One of my most surprising sources of support during my trials was hard-right Brexiter David Davis. Find threads of connection and work from there. There is such a thing as truth. There are facts and we can know them. From Tamsin Shaw, professor in philosophy at New York University. Can the skeptic resist the tyrant? Is one of the oldest questions in political philosophy. We can't even fully recognize what tyranny is if we let the ruling powers get away with lying to us all. Plan. Silicon Valley doesn't think in 4-year election cycles. Elon Musk isn't worrying about the midterms. He's thinking about flying a SpaceX rocket to Mars and raping and pillaging its rare earth minerals before anyone else can get there. We need a 30-year roadmap out of this. Take the piss. Humor. I can't even speak. Humor is a weapon. Any man who feels the need to build a rocket is not overconfident about his masculinity. Work with that. They are not gods. Tech billionaires are over-entitled nerds with the extraordinary historical luck of being born at the exact right moment in history. Treat them accordingly. Excellent. I like Carol a lot. All right, let's read this. That says Gal Suburban. She is really amazing. I gotta subscribe. I gotta subscribe. All right, dinosaur notes and threads for additional context on Greenberg. This is Joel Greenberg. This is Maddie Matterson, Maddie the Fat, Maddie the Fat, Maddie Wap. I do the local watering hole. Wait, I missed some stuff. I have a PDF of the Washington. Okay, thank you, love. I know why they did. I'm not mad at them anymore. Wait, what? Sounds like Halloween clearance. Wait, what happened? I have a PDF. Oh, wait. Anyone who blows me gets a horse. Carla. Trump was posting at 4:30 a.m. using the military on immigration roundup. Nice, Teresa. I don't associate with MAGA trash, period. That's right, Max. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. I know, Jim, you're like you go under. You go in. You're like a double spy. Or you're a spy. You're in there. You're spying. You're talking to those maggots. I see you, Jim. I see you in other chats too. And let me point out Jim Nalgren for a minute. Because Jim Nalgren, I've known Jim now as we've gone through like the convoy and other things. Jim Nalgren is not afraid to go into any chat and drop knowledge no matter what the fucking response is. You know what I mean? I fucking love that he does that. He sits there in the middle of Chud Chat Centrals and says nice, normal things. And then they all lose their collective shit. Jim, thank you for doing that. You've been consistent in that. And I want to thank you for that. I've always appreciated that. And your dad jokes. Some of them are bad, but you know what? As a comedian, some of my jokes are bad too. I mean, not bad, but you know what I mean. What's MAGA though? We have a different day. I know. Here's the thing. I want people that want women to live. That's what I want. Do you want women to live? All right. Unfortunately, I do have to do business with some of them since I know you do. You're really in the heart of Trump country, Max. I know. I don't know where you are exactly, but I have an idea of the region. And I know you've talked about, how very Trumpy your surroundings are. I mean, I should not be so flip because frankly, it's easier to resist here in Los Angeles than it is to in another part of the country where they're Trumpy McTrumpersons. But anyways, okay, let's see what this says. Hold on, everybody. We're going to read about the little Matt Gaetz. Hey, Matt Gaetz. I think you're really stupid. Hello. All right, this is November 17th, 2022. It's almost exactly 2 years to the day. Fuck, man. Here we go. Dinosaur notes and threads for dinosaur. Dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs. Additional context on... Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh my God. I don't know why this fucking does this. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay. And then I love the court listener document. You know how I love court listener documents too, though. A nearly undeterrable crime spree consisting of sex trafficking of a child, false ID, aggravated ID theft, wire fraud, stalking, conspiracy to defraud the government. Reply. In progress. Oh, this is you going through the notes. Oh my God. You're so cute. Here we go. Oh, she did the work for us. I love my friends. I had no idea $7.50 was the average minimum wage or what. Yeah, it's bad. The geography is everything. Yeah, it really is. Makes a lot. There's a couple of MAGA gay couples that I don't really get. Actually, there can be some very conservative, usually gay men. I find there can be some very conservative gay men within the party. I've witnessed that. I don't know where that comes from. I feel like people tend to ignore what the problems are in order to get this socialization, and maybe that's what it is. That boat is a hole in the water if you throw money. Yeah, it is. I love boats, though. I loved living on a boat. I'd do it in a minute. I know we talked about that before. Okay, anyway, Anyways, here we go. We're going to traipse through Gal Suburban's background a little bit on Matt Gaetz and Joel Greenberg. Here we go. All right, so just going to read this. The sentencing memorandum for Joel Greenberg. During the 3.5 years when he was the tax collector, Joel Greenberg repeatedly used his position to engage in a bold, brazen, and nearly undeterrable crime spree consisting of sex trafficking of a child, illegally producing a false identification document, aggravated identity theft, wire fraud, stalking, and conspiracy to defraud the government. Oh, my Lord. The United States recommends that the court decline any request to grant a downward variance from the applicable sentencing guidelines range and sentence Greenberg to a guideline sentence. Such a sentence would be sufficient, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we'll go to her highlighted ones. Okay, boats. Greenberg's election then fueled a fire that began a pervasive and widespread crime spree for which he used his position and instrumentalities of the tax collector's office to fund and facilitate. Using government credit cards, Greenberg paid more than $70,000 in more than 150 transactions to engage in commercial sex acts with women, disguised as sugar daddy/baby relationships, one of which was a minor. During the sex acts, he often supplied the minors and others with ecstasy. Joel Greenberg, count one, Joel Greenberg paid additional money if the girls were willing to take ecstasy. No, I didn't. I did not look at it yet. I'm so sorry. I'll take a look at it, Tom. Thank you so much. We better get our glasses now. We need our glasses. I still can't read it. I can't read it. Okay. Greenberg introduced the minor to other adult men who also engaged in commercial sex acts with her. Greenberg realized this was being investigated and reached out to request that she lie. I just want to put my feet up. My feet up. Okay. The final meeting involved Greenberg and the minor meeting on his boat. No sexual acts occurred, and Greenberg paid the minor approximately $400. After that, Greenberg contacted the minor using his cellular phone. At the hotel, Greenberg and the minor engaged in commercial sex acts, for which Greenberg paid her $400. After that, Greenberg and the minor met at the hotels in the Middle District of Florida, often with others, at which Greenberg and minor engaged in commercial sex acts, at least 7 times when she was a minor. During these commercial acts, Greenberg would offer and supply the minor and others with ecstasy, which Greenberg would take himself as well. Greenberg would offer to pay the minor an additional amount and others an additional amount of money to take ecstasy. Greenberg also introduced the minor to other adult men who engaged in commercial sex acts with the minor in the Middle District of Florida. And there's all the dates. Payments, dates, contact. All of it. During the time he was president. What's wrong with the fucking thing? What is wrong with my fucking, my computer hovers over goddamn fucking things and decides to open them. Sorry, makes me mad. There's so much in this. I know there's just so much to the story, gal. Greenberg used his access in the Florida driver and vehicle information database known as David to look up and investigate his sexual partners. One of the individuals, I'm reading the highlighted portion so you know, one of the individuals whom Greenberg searched for in the something was the minor. The David system was the minor. On or about September 4th, minor was under the age of 18 years old. The number of times that they texted and talked on the phone when the minor was under the age of 18 years old, the number of times that they were in each other's company when the minor was underage, and the fact that other men who Greenberg introduced the minor to engaged in commercial sex acts with the minor in Greenberg's presence when the minor was under the age of 18 years old, and Greenberg's search of the David system about the minor. These guys are such fucking pigs. It's the age of the pig. The metaphorical pig. Greenberg learned that the investigators were investigating his commercial sex acts with the minor. Greenberg contacted the minor directly and through one of the minor's friends for the purpose of asking the minor to lie and say that the reason why... to lie. Okay. And then that is 21. All right. So this, okay. Killing me, Smalls. This is the sentencing. Oh, from the plea agreement. Greenberg and the minor met at hotels, often with others for commercial. Okay. So that's your notes. Greenberg admittedly used taxpayer funds to enrich himself. On many occasions, he manipulated the CFO into releasing large sums of money. That's its own thread. I know so many threads. It's so good that I remember this stuff. And it's so, when you were working on this was fucking amazing. Greenberg admittedly used taxpayer funds to enrich himself. On many occasions, he manipulated the CFO into releasing large sums of money for investment. But in reality, he was just purchasing cryptocurrency for himself with secret bank accounts. I've been digging. I'll say it again. The number of entities created during Greenberg's time in office is remarkable. Not only did most of these get created for the purposes of Greenberg contract, but many created several others independently. Oh my God. 21. Let's see. Greenberg used tax collector funds to pay personal expenses that he had incurred using his government credit card. Using example of tactic, his use of using false memo lines to conceal the true purpose of the transaction, and had 6 transactions in November of 2017. Greenberg purchased $7,200 in cryptocurrency using his personal cryptocurrency. His purchases were paid by the tax collector's office. So basically, he just sold all kinds of money. In less than 5 hours, the funds were... Okay, so there's the funds. Federal authorities were investigating his suspected misuse of taxpayer funds. He learned about the investigation on April 23rd, 2019, when the U.S. Secret Service served the office with a grand jury subpoena, which didn't deter him. His wealthy family bailed him out several times. Just read count 14 of the plea agreement and you'll understand. Joel Greenberg stole $100K from the tax collector's office, purchased cryptocurrency for himself, which he spent in under 4 hours. When the money was needed back, he asked a family member who wrote him a check. From a gal thing. Many people may be thinking that Joel Greenberg is just some rando Florida man, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Money buys power in the swamp. There's connections all the way to Ron DeSantis, and those are all being ignored because sex sells. It's true. Let's see. His family member gave him $400,000. They created GBS, the Government Blockchain Systems LLC, as a front to hide the funds stolen from the office to purchase cryptocurrency, crypto mining equipment, and more. Disappointed that Samuel Arms is not in this section, as he is on the original LLC. It is inconceivable that DeSantis, Petronis, and others in leadership had no clue what Joel Greenberg was doing. Either they knew and are complicit, or they didn't know and are incompetent. Both scenarios demand action. He was the talk of the state until he wasn't. Now, silence. Seminole County Sheriff's Office, property appraiser, and clerk of court said they're all interested in the digital ID technology and will be watching Joel Greenberg's system to see how it develops.
Governor himself is looking. The legislature is talking about it. The governor himself is looking into it. So the tax collector here wants to do it himself. He wants to make all IDs digital, he says, and then have everyone across the county use the same digital format. Think the property appraiser, the sheriff's office, even the clerk of courts.
There's a better way to do it. And I mean, how many times are they going to reinvent a piece of plastic?
Seminole County's tax collector Joel Greenberg says the better way is to make IDs digital using the same encryption technology that the popular cryptocurrency Bitcoin uses, something called blockchain.
It's just a database. It's an immutable ledger.
Sam Arms was hired by the tax collector to build out the blockchain ID technology. He's only 22, but already a whiz.
So I worked for USSOCOM on Bitcoin counter-threat finance research. Worked very quickly
Where is
with the
this
State
kid
Department
now?
doing kind of similar stuff.
Arms explains blockchain is secure because data is decentralized. It's not stored on one server, so it can't be hacked. It's stored in blocks on many, many computers.
Meaning that once information's entered, it can't be changed. Almost like using a typewriter.
So somebody can take control of all their information. It can be encrypted.
To develop the blockchain-based ID system, Greenberg started a separate company registered to the tax collector's office, he says, to protect the office from liability and allow it to share the technology with other businesses and public offices. But he listed himself and ARMS as managers, which Greenberg says was a mistake and has since changed.
The paperwork's been corrected. It's been corrected to show that the Seminole County tax collector is the sole member of it. Before, it just listed the managers, and we've corrected that. So,
why did you form it that way originally?
It was probably an error. I mean, I should have put tax collector, Joel M. Greenberg tax collector on there instead of just my name.
So what are the advantages of a digital ID? First of all, you don't have to carry around a card. You can use your phone. Secondly, you only share the information on your phone that you want someone to see. Nothing else.
Whoops. That's crazy. Samuel Arms was the creator of the 1776 Returns Report and used by the Proud Boys for January 6th. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Samuel Arms was still on GBS at this date. Look at you. Look at this. I'm finding you. I'm finding you. I'm finding you. Filed July. I just love you. I love you, Gal. I love your notes. I love your work. I can't believe you do all this for free. You want to talk about, oh my God. You do this for free. You don't ask anything of anyone. Ever. Okay. Anyway, government blockchain auditors ask questions. So Greenberg's uncle and paid attorney for the tax collector's office, Richard Sierra, amended the LLC, removing Arms and Greenberg. Oopsie poopsie. It was just a mistake. Samuel Arms hired by Joel Greenberg. Orlando Sentinel discovered Arms and Greenberg started a business, GBS. They quickly removed Arms. Arms went on from the introduction by Greenberg to develop FBTF. Again, I believe DeSantis was aware. Florida Seminole Pinnacle Managers puts out a tweet. Florida Seminole tax collector hires Arms for DLT technology. That's May of 2021. Florida Blockchain Task Force from Samuel Jason Hall, RSVP today. FinTech Revolution. It's a FinTech revolution. Okay, so they are. So Article 4, the name and address of those authorized to manage the LLC. Yes, they did. They put their names on it and didn't put their titles. Bitch. That's not how you do that. That's not how you do that. If amending government blockchain systems is a single member LLC. Oh, interesting. The Office of Seminole County Tax Collector is a sole member. Interesting. Oh, look at his signature. Looks like he's in trouble. Looks like he's scared. Are you scared? Papa Gaetz said he was shocked that Matt Gaetz was picked to be the AG. Really? Papa Gaetz should fucking rapture. He's the cause of all this problem. He spawned that. This is the Articles of Amendment when they removed. Let's see. They must have removed them then. He stalked a teacher. Oh, I remember this. Oh my God, Gal, I remember this. He stalked a teacher who filed to run against him. Letters to the school were sent with false claims of sexual misconduct. Brian Butte wasn't just Joel's opponent, but also an opponent to Ballard lobbyists. This is a Ballard thing. And former Matt Gaetz roommate Chris Dorworth's Rivercross. Oh, this is bringing back so many memories. I can't even believe this. When you were working on this was like so fucking amazing. Butte was a vocal opponent of the Rivercross development project backed by Chris Dorworth, a real estate developer, lobbyist, and former legislator and friend of both Gaetz and Greenberg. You found all of this, and then the trouble began. A scurrilous and pointless attack. Oh, okay. All right. So that was that. And this is Gal. She's putting a receipt for every fucking thing she says. Note, stalking victim was not just a political opponent of Greenberg, but also an opponent of a construction project. Okay. Sentencing memo fails to show how Jacob Engels, another name we know, helped Joel stalk and harass Brian. Brian filed to run October 4th. Letters started on October 10th. Engels emailed the school on October 29th requesting Brian's personnel files because he knew the fake letters were sent. This is the, I don't know what date this is. Oh, this is May. There's another even earlier tie between Ingalls and the defamatory letters attacking Butte that were sent to Trinity Prep. On October 29, 2019, mere days after the letters were first sent, Ingalls emailed Trinity Prep's headmaster to request his personnel file. I just want to see. Oh, why does it have to do that all the time? Why? Can't you just show me a picture? Okay, you can't. All right, I get it. They're all hot links. Okay, that's fine. Jacob Ingalls requested complaints from parents, teachers, or students. Jacob was swept up in Roger Stone's criminal proceedings. 2019, Stone testified that Jacob and Enrique Tarrio had access to his accounts which were removed for inauthentic and harassment. Oh, that's right. To his Roger Stone's ex accounts, or his Twitter account at that time. Stone testified that Jacob Ingalls and Enrique Tarrio had access to his Twitter, which were removed for inauthentic harassment. But he's back now. Don't worry, folks. And he blocked me. Ingalls posted Facebook Live videos attacking Butte on June 15th. And I remember this. God damn. This is Brian Butte. Oh my God. You guys.
Butte will be dealt with. Why does he think that he shouldn't have to pay for public records? I'm a journalist. I've been out here for 8 years, and I always have to pay for public records. But creepy Brian Butte, who was involved in some tromboning incident over at Trinity Prep as a teacher, tromboning, we don't know what he was tromboning, but we heard there was a tromboning incident. Creepy Brian Butte. You want to play games? I'll play games.
Sorry, not Brian. This is Jacob.
We will cover you day and night. In fact, I think I'm going to make a visit to the next place that you're at and do a man-on-the-street interview, completely legal, completely lawful, and we'll see what happens. My guess is that you will be creepy, that you will have your creepy friend Jay Miller there, who is also a creep and has an arrest record. So how many people with arrest records are you associating yourself with? Brian, creepy Brian Butte. And this isn't about anybody but you. It's about you, creepy Brian Butte. It is about you being creepy towards women while you're going door to door. I've even heard of a few men who felt that you were being creepy with them. And these are sources. These are legally protected. You can sue me. I'd love to go to deposition. I'd love to go in discovery on you and all of your associates.
Isn't Jacob in hiding right now?
You are creepy. You are a disgusting human being. And I will let all the voters know about your creepy behavior. Keep posting about me, and we'll play this game where every time you post about me, I will post something about you. You don't support Trump. You're never Trumper. You're a disgusting human being. You're creepy. And quite frankly, if you weren't 20 years younger than Joe Biden, I would assume that you have some kind of dementia or mental illness. I've had some people send me some psychological records, some psyche valves that are reported to be associated with you. We don't know if they're accurate. We're going to be investigating that over the next couple of weeks. I hope for the citizens of Seminole County, of which I'm one now, that you didn't spend time at Lakeside Behavioral in Orlando or a few other psychiatric institutions.
All right. Woo! Sorry. That's Jacob. I'm so sorry. That's Jacob. Queepy. Roger Stone's mini-me lies so much. Where is he now, Gal? Do we know? Is he... Sorry. Oh, my God. Sorry. Is he around? All right. Greenberg's other scheme involved defrauding the U.S. government by taking economic injury disaster loans from the CARES Act, hiding somewhere. In a text exchange, Greenberg was anticipating receiving payment when he said to SBA co-conspirator, "How quickly can I blow it all on pussy?" That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. I think pussy needs to be weaponized. Can I just say that, ladies? You know who you are. If you're hearing me now, can you make it happen? Make them regret it. All right, anyway. Hi, SB. Hi. I'm just saying, ladies, you know what to do. You know what to do. How a rich, spoiled, pampered, privileged, entitled, mediocre white guy does SBA fraud. On June 21st, 2020, the recruiter conspirator texted Greenberg that the employee worked at the SBA and that she processes loans for him privately to her as a favor. The recruiter conspirator. I mean, I know I'm not reading the whole thing, but of course it's because I can't. Okay, here we go. On June 21st, 2020, the recruiter conspirator texted Greenberg that the SBA employee worked at the SBA and that she processes loans for him privately if he asked her to as a favor. The recruiter conspirator explained that Greenberg needed to pay the SBA employee for her assistance, so just cut her a check for whatever you get funded. Greenberg acknowledged that he had no intention of using the funds for any type of legitimate business, and then he said that. Joel Greenberg, oh, look at who's our buddy, who's our buddy, who's our buddy. Great catching up with Matt Gaetz and Roger Stone. Look at, we're all like naked. We're all getting naked. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Here we go. Teens for America First. Oh, shit. That's some ugly looking kids. God damn. Those are some butt ugly looking kids. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is it bad? Are they like dying of cancer and I shouldn't be mean to them? Is that what it is? Sorry. Oh, Matt's not going to like that, Gal. That's a fat picture of him, and he's going to get in trouble with Ginger. She's fat shaming him. I'm telling you right now. I've called it. That's going to come out in the divorce proceedings. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Those are some ugly fucking kids. Oh, yeah, these guys. Yeah, we're buddies. Hey, it's my buddy. But now I'm sitting in a fucking jail cell drinking toilet wine while this motherfucker's the AG. I wonder if he's going to pardon him, isn't he? Or something, or, drop the charges or something stupid like that. I don't know. All right. Oh, and then he started in 2020. In 2020. Oh, really? Thank you, Teresa. Steve Bannon trial postponed until February 25th. You know what? Fuck everything. Fuck everyone. Fuck everything. I guess this is what the world wants. Is that it? Is that am I on the wrong side of this for some reason? Am I on the wrong side? Like somehow I am not accepting something that I'm supposed to accept? No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere. We're fine. This section goes over sentencing enhancements and case law that judges refer to as the precedent to determine egregiousness of the crimes. It's interesting. I recommend reading it. Aggravating factor, sex trafficking of a child. 5, Joel Greenberg. They know he paid me to pay the girls and that he and I both had sex with the girl who was underage. Gaetz and others had sex with a minor they believed to be 19 at the time. Joel Greenberg learned she was 17 on September 4th, 2017, and informed Gaetz. Joel Greenberg confronted the girl to scold her. My lawyers that I fired, they know the whole story about Matt's involvement. Greenberg wrote to Stone on December 21st. They know he paid me to pay the girls and that he and I both had sex with the girl who was underage. As part of an effort to obtain a pardon, Greenberg wrote multiple drafts of his confession letter. The Daily Beast obtained 2 typed versions and an earlier handwritten one. Certified forensic document examiner and handwriting expert Wendy Carlson compared the letter to writing samples obtained through 2 public record requests. She said it was her professional expert opinion that the person who authored a 2019 financial disclosure for Joel Greenberg as well as Greenberg's 2020 Board of Election forms was the same author of the letter. The person who authored the forms has been... Okay, fine. In those letters, Greenberg detailed his relationship with Gaetz. He confessed to paying young women for sex, and he claimed that he, Gaetz, and others had sex with a minor they believed to be 19 at the time. Greenberg said he learned she was underage on September 4th, 2017 from an anonymous tip and quickly contacted Gaetz. Immediately, I called the congressman and warned him to stay clear of this person and informed him she was underage. Greenberg. He was equally shocked and disturbed by this revelation. Hi, Iguana. How are you? Greenberg continued in the handwritten draft that he confronted the then 17-year-old and explained to her how serious of a situation this was, how many people she put in danger. She apologized and recognized that by lying about her age, she endangered many people, he continued. There was no further contact with this individual until after her 18th birthday. Socked, I tell you. Socked. But after she reached the legal age of consent in Florida, Greenberg reestablished contact, as the Daily Beast previously reported. About 5 months after her 18th birthday, Gaetz sent Greenberg $900 in 2 Venmo transactions, one titled Test and the other titled Hit Up So-and-so. The blank, however, was a nickname for this girl, and Greenberg paid her and 2 other women a total of $900 about 6 hours later. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Gal said to just go to these things. I added quite a lot of notes here. They knew the minor was underage. Once she turned 18, Matt Gaetz sent a Venmo for $900 to Joel for Hit Up Vintage 99. Oh, that's right. That was her nickname. That's been made public. Ellicott wrote a mutual friend, a woman prominent in Greenberg's Venmo, knew minor was underage the whole time and had sex with her, and both went to see other guys. And that for other guys, she brought so-and-so along to see. That could be trafficking using a nickname. Okay. Also not in the memo is the confession letter obtained by the Daily Beast in which he describes his crimes. He also tried to get Roger Stone to lobby for a pardon. So Roger Stone knew about it. Oh, here's all the text messages. Text message. Hey, what happened? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Well, anyway, you can see them. Roger Stone. Roger Stone's in the middle of everything. Today's the day. We will know by the end of the day. I think you sent me some document, but it disappeared. I hope you are prepared to wire me $250,000 because I am feeling confident. That was sent from Roger Stone to Joel Greenberg around the middle of December. Let's see. Honestly, I thought Matt would have reached out to me or tried via a third party. You need to stress to him the severity of all this. One conversation with POTUS and he can get all this done and it goes away. And while I have not had any communication with Matt, he absolutely has to know that the sex charge they hit me with would be what they would hit him with. All he has to do is explain to POTUS the situation and his exposure, and it would be very easy to do so. Matt is like a son to POTUS. Matt is like a brother to me. Interesting. Memo. Greenberg's offenses were pervasive, widespread, and fueled and facilitated by his position as an elected official. His actions tear at the fabric of fair government and public trust therein. Oh, that's right. As I suspected, they used phony contracts from the tax collector's office to fund PACs and campaigns for spoiler candidates and their own campaigns. Oh, my God. That's a whole other thing. That is a whole fucking other thing. Ron DeSantis received $14,250 out of and including Joel Greenberg from Seminole tax office employees in one single day on the 4th of August. For reference, DeSantis released this ad just the day. Oh, yeah. And also, wasn't that, so that was part of his charges, right, Gal, that Joel Greenberg forced the employees to make the donation saying, but he did pay them back or something. I don't know. But it was like forced donations. Defendant's cooperation has been the only mitigation worthy of a lesson sentence. Important. The defendant has provided substantial assistance on other matters discussed in the sealed supplemental memo. Meaning there is sealed testimony against others not named in this memo. I think that's the mic drop. Right there. House Ethics Committee to meet on Wednesday afternoon. Fantastic. I don't think anything will happen, but that's okay. Oh, not part of the indictment, but part of his confessions. Okay, got it. The cooperation listed 4 other cases in which Greenberg's cooperation has led to either charges or convictions, a guilty plea. charging of 2 individuals involved in a conspiracy to provide bribes and kickbacks to the defendant, Joe Ellicott and Mike Shirley. Shirley's arrest and indictment follow Greenberg's close friend and former radio talk show host Joe Ellicott pleading guilty in February to paying thousands in a cash bribe to Greenberg on behalf of an unnamed company. He's scheduled to be sentenced on October 11th. God, you really had this was really intense this time. I remember this. You were so deep in you've been there for a minute, but there was a lot of information that cascaded at once, it felt like. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud and honest services fraud distribution of a controlled substance. That's Joe Ellicott. Here's the deal. There was a lot more that could have been charged, so this indicates he had some helpful info for investigators. What is this? Oh, the frat pack. I remember these little things he used to do. Oh, my God. Those are so funny. Greenberg also... Oh, Keith Ingersoll. Greenberg also provided information which led to the charging and subsequent guilty plea of Keith Ingersoll, who pled to conspiracy to commit wire fraud, attempted wire fraud, aggravated ID theft. I anticipate more charges for Keith. What happened to Keith Ingersoll? Do you recall, or do we know what's the latest on him? Former Joel Greenberg associate to plead guilty of defrauding investors of $13 million. Keith Ingersoll pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud twice, wire fraud, attempted wire fraud. Okay. The Orlando Mafia. Oh, Leah, I miss Leah. Questions remain about what could be in the sealed memos. What did Joel provide to investigators in order for them to move to a 10-level reduction? Greenberg knew a lot about the corruption in the Florida GOP, and I mean a lot. A lot. Prosecutors have expanded their investigation to examine the role that Jacob Engels and Roger Stone played in Florida's 2018 protests. That's the Brooks Brothers riot, right? The Justice Department is examining whether the tactics used then served as a model for Jan 6. But you know what? It doesn't matter because they don't give a shit. Yeah, they weren't looking to anything. Actually, this was a lie. Check my DM. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me get this thing over here. Hold on. Oh my God, I'm so terrible. Okay. In X or Blue Sky? Oh, that's right. I turn my DMs in Blue Sky. I can't have so many DMs. I mean, I can't have so many places. Oh, wait, what? Wait. Oh, that's an old one. Here we go. Oh, I see. Okay. That's the Adam Classfeld. A Manhattan judge postpones the criminal trial of Steve Bannon until February 25th. Well, it's not going to happen. So whatevs. Bitches. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. Okay. Where am I? Where'd I go? Oh, wait, where was I? Oh, man. I think it took my... Okay. Fuck. Took my place away. Oh, that's right. 2000. I'm modeled after that. I am always getting those terms confused. I apologize. This is why I have smart friends. I have smart friends who keep track of details. I have smart friends. Lee-loo. All right. Greenberg. Okay. I'm almost at the end. Defendants okay. Oh, 4 other cases. Oh my God. There's that guy with a weird thing on. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, that's it. Oh, I did it. I'm so sorry. My God. I should have ended that with more flair. Sweet. Okay. Where am I going next? Hold on. Let me see where I'm going next. Oh, this is great. Thank you, Gal. That was fantastic. I'm gonna. There's gonna be so many. Is this the one I wanted? No. Okay, there's that. Let me go to my bookmarks. Yeah. I like my bookmarks. All right. No. Oh, you know what? We're gonna take a mind break here. I pulled this up, and I just want to. It won't take long, but it will be a nice palate cleanser. I think. I hope. for a Monday. This was in the New York Times Style magazine. I think it was yesterday. And it's the 25 most influential cookbooks from the last 100 years. And I just thought, oh, how lovely. I remember this book, the Book of Middle Eastern Food. We had that in our house. I remember that. I never had the Taste of Country Cooking, and that looks wonderful. I have that. I have the whatevers. I don't have Jacques Pepin. I have a Jacques Pepin, but I don't. And then I've never seen this, How to Cook and Eat in Chinese. All right. So, okay, here we go. Despite its millions of recipes, the internet hasn't killed cookbooks. Instead, the genre's fans seem more motivated than ever to collect and use them, and not just for making dinner. For some, they're bedside reading. For others, they're design objects. A cookbook can be a work of cultural anthropology, a historical record, an instruction manual, and a vehicle for armchair travel. But what makes a cookbook great? In trying to compile the Times list of the 25 most essential examples written in English over the past 100 years, we prioritized influence. How has a book affected the way we eat, cook, think, talk, photograph, and write about food? Our process started with a long list of about 50 titles nominated by 5 experts, and so we won't go through all of them. All right, so let's see. Salt, fat, acid. Okay, these are all the things. Okay, so there's the wonderful panel of people. All right. Their choices spanned many global culinary traditions, writing styles, and formats, but the group was especially drawn towards older titles. It would take a lot for something that's come out in the past 10 years to be considered influential, Nosrat argued. It hasn't had the time to permeate. The long list was also notable for its omissions. As Davis said, it's interesting that we don't have an Ina Garten or Martha Stewart here. At one time, those two women were really dominant on the bestseller lists. Earlier this fall, the panelists met virtually to winnow down their choices, spending almost 3 hours making the case for their nominations, swapping favorite recipes, and discovering new titles to add to their collections. What follows are excerpts from the conversation as well as the final list, unranked and presented in order, in which entries were discussed, the 25. Okay. All right. So let me, I'm going to see how long this is. You know what? I want to read that. Okay. Let's read their conversation tidbits. Here we go. Jenny, I know we all love cookbooks, but why do we still need them when just about every recipe is available online? Brooks, it's very hard for me to follow a recipe, even my own recipes, so cookbooks are straight up inspiration for me. Like, we have a waffle at the restaurant that started from a Nancy Silverton recipe, but we messed it up so bad that I don't think she'd even recognize it. A cookbook can tell a story in a way that an individual recipe can't. It can have an expansive worldview and a point of view, which is why we still publish them and why people still buy them. From a publishing perspective, the question is, who gets these cookbook deals? Recently, it's been influencers who can bring their millions of TikTok followers to the table, though I'm not saying that traditional chefs don't get cookbook deals. In some ways, my career follows the same timeline as what the internet has done to and for cooking. When I first wanted to be a cook in the early 2000s, people were like, why? It was a totally different cultural thing. Now the job involves being a personality and a public consumable figure, which I struggle with. I've had to go into a rabbit hole. Well, okay, whatever. Okay, fine. Influencer. You guys are not like... Okay, fine. Okay, Taste of Country Cooking by Edna Lewis, 1976. She evokes the tantalizing aromas of a farm kitchen. She brings back the fresh, natural tastes of the wonderful cooking she was raised on in Virginia. She shares old family recipes in menus that make the most of each season's bounty. I am going to find that. That sounds fantastic. Widely regarded as chef and author Edna Lewis's best and most personal work, The Taste of Country Cooking is at once a cookbook and a memoir of Black life in the early 20th century. Centered on Lewis's hometown, Freetown, Virginia, the book animates a self-sufficient, hardworking, all-Black community formed after emancipation, where traditions began from necessity yet were filled with joy. The book's dishes from smothered rabbit to spoon bread are divided by season and composed from local ingredients, representing the way that Lewis and her community had always approached food. It's no surprise, then, that the book has recently become a core text for cooks newly awakened to what we now call farm-to-table cuisine. Beyond that, The Taste of Country Cooking, almost a half-century after its publication, remains a manifesto for chefs looking to understand more about regional American Black cooking. Over the years since I left home and lived in different cities, I have kept thinking about the people I grew up with and about our way of life, Lewis writes in the introduction. I'm convinced that their ideas do live on for us to learn from, to enlarge upon, and to pass on to the following generations. Ah, love. Oh, she has a postal stamp. Sweet. Okay, so the Joy of Cooking by Irma Rambauer. I have this. I hope everybody has a copy of this. It's pretty helpful, actually. I got mine on eBay. I usually get my cookbooks on eBay. I do. I love messy cookbooks. I know. We're gonna try and bring like real life into here. Like I want a little taste of like outside politics. Oh, a beautiful cake. Excellent. 2 years into the Great Depression, the recently widowed St. Louis native Irma Rombauer used a sizable chunk of her savings to self-publish a collection titled The Joy of Cooking, a compilation of reliable recipes with casual culinary chat. The book was groundbreaking, less for its content than for its intended audience, middle-class women who cook for their families without hired help. More than 90 years and 20 million copies later, The Joy of Cooking is perhaps the most well-known offering in the American canon. As much as it's an essential reference, it's also an important work of domestic anthropology. Joy is a living document, each of its 9 editions revised, first by Rombauer herself and later by others, most of them her descendants, to address the shifting concerns of the contemporary home cook, be it the necessity of wartime rationing in the 40s, the advent of microwaves in the 70s, or an increased interest in plant-based diets in the 2010s. Notably, for many decades in the book, now published, included an illustrated guide to skinning squirrels. It was omitted in the 1997 printing. Few would argue that any recipe in the book is the best of its category, but that's beside the point. Instead, each entry, whether buckwheat pancakes or pot roast, serves as a starting point for endless kitchen discovery. I agree with that. Oh, there she is. This is my book. I'm very happy. Mastering the Art of French Cooking by Simone Beck, Louise Berthaud, and Julia Child, 1961. Volume 1 and 2. It's hard to imagine the food world of today without Julia Child and the book that launched her culinary career, along with her 2 French co-authors, whom she met through Les Cercles de Gourmet. I don't know how to say that. Gourmet? I don't know. A private cooking club for women in Paris. Child gave American home cooks, then mostly housewives, the confidence to expand their palates and stretch their skill sets, transforming what had mostly been viewed as a chore into an outlet for ambition and creativity. Beyond the book's more than 500 recipes, which include now iconic renditions of boeuf bourguignon and coq au vin, the 3 women who worked on their manuscript for a decade and were dropped by their first publisher before signing on with Knopf, compiled an exhaustive pantry section of French ingredients and an extensive illustrated list of equipment delineating the best pot for every kitchen job. Convinced that home cooks were just as capable of producing technically proficient dishes as chefs, they made room for highly detailed diagrams of knife cuts and instructions on things like how to hold a sauté pan while making an omelet, the sort of advice previously reserved for professional manuals. After becoming a public television star, Child went on to publish 20 more books. There she is. There they are. Woo. Hello, everybody. Ooh, welcome to my kitchen. A Book of Middle Eastern Food by Claudia Roden. I just remember this so well. I stared at the cover for hours, I think. Half a century ago, as remains the case today, the act of writing about the Middle East was, in Claudia Roden's word, loaded with explosive emotion. And yet, in her first cookbook released in the U.S. in 1972, she highlighted the similarities among the region's seemingly disparate cultures with recipes like lentil and onion mujadara and date-stuffed maomu cookies. I'm sorry for my pronunciation, everybody. Julia was a spy. In the process, she also introduced many Westerners to the vibrant food of her youth. Born in Cairo, Roden resettled with her family in London in the 1950s after they were expelled along with all Jews from Egypt. There, she began recording her recipes in an attempt to preserve her heritage. The book presents these dishes in an evocative lyrical context. Introducing her recipe for ta'amia, as falafel is known in Egypt, she recalls visiting relatives who used a rope to lower a basket to the cafe beneath their apartment, where it would be filled with a haul of fresh ta'amia, sometimes nestling in the pouch of a warm, newly baked Arab bread. A revised and expanded edition, now titled The New Book of Middle Eastern Food, was published in 1985 and then updated again in 2000, inspiring ever more chefs, including the London restaurateur Yotam Ottolenghi, who counts Roden as a major influence. But at its core, the book remains a love letter from a homesick daughter to her place of birth. Oh, that's so lovely. I don't know who has our copy of it, but yeah, I love that book. An Invitation to Indian Cooking by Madhur Jaffrey, 1973. I remember this one too. We had this one. I don't think my mom ever made anything, but she sure bought a lot of cookbooks. My wife has literally a library of cookbooks, all of Emerald Lagasse, Southern Living's, New York Times. Cool, Paul Prudhomme. Mom also had the Time Life International series. Yes. Oh my God. I know. Online recipes are annoying. I love it. Okay, let's read about Madhur Jaffrey, who turned 91 this year, didn't start cooking until she moved from her native Delhi to London in the 1950s to study at the Royal Academy of the Dramatic Arts. She'd grown up in a large, affluent household where meals often emerged from a well-staffed kitchen. In England, craving home cooking, she cobbled together dishes using cryptic three-line recipes from her mother and her own flavor memories. After moving in 1958 to New York, where she found a few leading film and theater roles for a flinty, elegant woman of color, Jaffrey started freelance writing and hosting dinner parties that came to the attention of the culinary literati, including the Times food critic Craig Claiborne. Her first manuscript, which would become an invitation to Indian cooking, found its way to Judith Jones, the renowned editor at Knopf. Although it wasn't the first Indian cookbook published in the West, Jaffrey's work was much more approachable than anything that had come before. She applied the careful flexibility she'd learned as a student in London to dishes like keema and whole wheat samosas, introducing a cuisine that was then little known to Western audiences. On screen, in films like Merchant Ivory's 1965 Shakespeare Walla, Jaffrey could come off as cool and imperious, but on page and later on her popular BBC cooking show, she was generous and warm. With patience and care, she assured her readers that they could arrive at the genuine taste of traditional dishes, even if it meant taking, as she had, a circuitous and unorthodox route. That's so cool. Let's see, what else? Moosewood. We had this one. Molly Katzen. Oh, hell yeah. We sure did. Man, I guess we had a lot of shit. Long before plant-based entered a modern parlance, I had a bunch of hippies for brothers and sisters, so... long before plant-based entered modern parlance, the Moosewood restaurant was founded by a group of friends in the Snowbelt college town of Ithaca, New York. A hub of progressive ideals, its mostly vegetarian menu was, and remains, a celebration of local sourcing, community building, and culinary cultural exchange. Crucially, in an era when vegetarian cuisine was dismissed by most Americans as unappealing, wheat germ-laden health food, meals at Moosewood were actually delicious, so much so that diners regularly requested recipes. So in 1974, the year after Moosewood opened its doors, one of its founder, Molly Katzen, gathered a collection of highlights and self-published them as a spiral-bound volume for customers. After the book sold nearly 5,000 copies, 10-Speed Press took notice, acquiring the rights and transforming the small-town favorite into a national phenomenon. Still, Moosewood retained its homespun sensibility, with hand-drawn lettering and funky, occasionally incongruous illustrations. The soup section, for instance, is fronted by a sketch of two bare-bottomed cherubs floating in clouds. Eclectic and global in its approach, it showcased lesser-known ingredients through dishes like Indonesian gado-gado and Scheherazade casserole with ground soybeans and bulgur. And while politically minded, Moosewood cooks never took themselves too seriously, as evidenced by names like Montana Mom's Dynamite Cheesecake. As Katzen wrote in her original introduction, there is no specific dogma attached to the Moosewood cuisine. It bases itself on wholesomeness. I remember this. Oh my God. I bet you one of my brothers and sisters has it. Let's see. Oh, and that's Moosewood vegetarian. Oh, yum. Jerusalem by Yotam Ottolenghi and Sami Tamimi, 2012. Oh, I've never seen that one. Perhaps no book has reshaped Western culinary culture over the past 15 years quite so much as Jerusalem. I've never heard of it. What's wrong with me? The book quickly became the darling of cookbook clubs. Well, I don't belong to those. While having a profound influence on chefs and restaurants, and not just Middle Eastern ones. Back when it was released, it was sometimes difficult to find the ingredients for the luminous cover recipe of braised eggs with lamb, tahini, and sumac, or the poached chicken with sweet spiced frike. Now, preserved lemons, harissa, and pomegranate molasses are stocked in many supermarkets, thanks in part to the book's success. The authors, Yotam and Sami, I don't want to butcher their last names again, grew up in Jerusalem, the former in a Jewish neighborhood and the latter in a Palestinian area across town. But they met as adults working at a restaurant in London where they Together, they opened the first Ottolenghi deli in 2002. Jerusalem, their second book together, isn't a definitive guide to their hometown's cuisine, the authors note, but an ode to a place that shaped them as cooks. It's a city that, as they make clear, is as convoluted, passionate, and fraught as any on earth. Oh, that looks cool. I have never heard of it. How to Cook a Wolf by MFK Fisher, 1942. That's right. Well, this sounds very nice. When Mary Frances Kennedy Fisher published her first collection of essays, 1937's Serve It Forth, under the gender-obscuring initials MFK, she invented American food writing as we know it, making the case that eating should be a practice rooted in pleasure. 5 years later, at the height of World War II, she published How to Cook a Wolf, a collection of essays and recipes about scarcity. I have to get a copy of this. Pleasure, she insisted, among instructions for dishes like sausage pie and the moist dark loaf she calls war cake, was not merely an end in itself, but an antidote to hardship. After the war, in the early 1950s, Fisher issued a new edition of her classic text, appending it with humorous marginalia that commented on her misfires as a cook and a writer, revealing a comic capacity to revise and revisit that she would rely upon for the rest of her life. In the conclusion of that edition, she offered what may be the defining axiom of her life. I believe that one of the most dignified ways we are capable of to assert and then to reassert our dignity in the face of poverty and war's fears and pains is to nourish ourselves with all possible skill, delicacy, and ever-increasing enjoyment. By the time she died in 1992 at 83, she'd published 35 books, but in our area of pandemics and climate crisis, it's her early meditation on frugality and resilience that's emerged as a classic. All right. I am going to share that article so that everybody has it. I can gift that one. I have a couple of my mom's cookbooks that are just all ridiculous. I love that. I totally love that. Vincent Price's cookbook. Oh my God. That would have been amazing. Oh, my dog's barking. Okay. I'm going to put music on. I gotta walk the dog. I can't let him down. But I will be BRB. So grab your coffee, maybe pee. It's a good time to pee. All right, let me see. Where's the lounge music? Why is the lounge music so far down? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, BRB. I mean it. Okay, I'm back. Hold on. I ran up the stairs. Running up the stairs. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, where's the camera? Oh, there it is. Okay, great. I can't really. Oh, there we go. Now I can hear myself. Oh, shit. It's amazing. I asked my boyfriend if his mom was worried. Because she just moved to Texas. No, she is God. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay, Jim. This morning I read Vivek's plan to eliminate Social Security. It has a U.S. map of all the Social Security numbers, and he's going to do it by the first digit and whether it's odd or even. What? Can't eliminate Social Security. All right, hold on. Hold on. You know, Vivek and I go way back. This little shithead is a mess, okay? He needs to go. He needs to fucking go. He needs to fucking go. Oh, I can't. Oh my God. He's just so stupid. Okay, can I tell you who this idiot is? This fucking idiot. This fucking idiot, Vivek. He's a fucking flim-flam man, okay? He's a flim-flam man. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't know what to do. Yeah, he wants to get rid of all agencies. He hasn't talked about Social Security that I can see. I haven't heard that. I don't see that as a headline. Now, does he want to do crazy things? Yep. I mean, he has said some crazy shit, but I don't know where the Social Security, not Social Security. Yeah, he wants to cut agencies. Although I'm sure he would like to. Let's see. Thought experiment. Yeah, he's more talking about, I don't see Social Security, but I understand what you're. Oh, I wonder if this is. Okay, listen. I fucking hate you. Okay, sorry. Not. I hate the system. I hate the system. Not anything else. All right, here we go. Let me just make sure I kind of. Wait. Darn it. I really wanted to read this. Oops. Oh, wait. I can't do that. Hold on. Oh, how long is this article? Okay, I want to switch gears a little bit here. They're going to purge them through their SS numbers. Oh, that's what it is. Yes. Jim, now I know. Yes, now I know. Sorry. Yes, he's using odds and evens Social Security numbers as part of his stupid ass plan to gut the federal government and throw us into chaos. And I keep having to remind myself that I think Gal is right when she says that, yeah, we're so screwed. I think Gal is right when she says they're not building towards anything. It's not even that they want a less effective version of X, right? Or whatever, of agency, of government. They want whatever chaos comes out of their massive changes, right? So when they do things, first of all, they're creating the environment right now that we're all anticipating what they're going to do, right? So that's what the environment we're in right now. We're all like, will they do this? Will they do that? Oh my God, they said this. Oh my God, they said that. So right now, the mind fuck is that they're getting us all spun up. And I admit that I'm part of the spin. I mean, I'm spinning too, just like the rest of us, right? I'm not immune to that. But I will remind us that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But I think that as much as possible, I want to remain nimble during this time and not absorb, like not ingrain what they're telling us. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like I don't want to ingrain what they're telling us right now. I want to say, "Oh, well there's more evidence that you're a fucking idiot. Oh, okay, well there's more evidence that you're a hypocrite, whatever." So, I think that to me is where I'm trying to stay in that zone. Again, and think, okay, well, can I do anything right now? Like what can I do right now or whatever? I don't know. So anyway, I'm just trying to say that all this, I believe that right now the psyop is let's all get all spun and, fuck with things. And then the next phase, when they start to implement and shit like that, we'll have a new set of dynamics to deal with because there will be further impacts real on populations or groups or whomever, right? So yeah, it's just a way to stay in the news. It's just a way to keep their kind of mind hold. As soon as we figure out if they defy law again anyway, yeah, right. Maximum chaos. So whatevs, like whatevs. Okay, that's the way you're going to play it. Then we're going to be the grown-ups in the room again and be proactive. And I like my governors being proactive here in California by thinking ahead to what that type of how do governors stand in the breach between an authoritarian government and their citizens. Yeah, like last out. So I think there's a lot to be said for that. You're glad you're in Washington? I know. I was just thinking about where to move yesterday. Can't think. I don't know where to move. I don't know. My daughter right now is mostly in Los Angeles, so I kind of want to be close. Lash out, yeah. So I think we continue our clear-eyed journey through the bullshit and the mess and the testosterone and the ridiculous carnival barkers, right? It's like a fucking administration of carnival barkers and freaks. And I mean that in the worst possible sense, not in the good freak sense. I mean, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a fucking freak and dangerous. And yeah. And I bet you the group that a group that is very frightened right now, or just at least like, oh, here we go, like girding their loins, is yes, Paulina, thank you. A Manhattan judge postpones the criminal trial of Steve Bannon until 25th. Yeah, we heard that. Whatever. Right, Paulina? Whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Hot dogs on the face. We're in the hot dogs on the face phase. And I think that, I can't remember what I was saying, but I don't want to play their games. We have to some degree, just because the media environment we're in gives rise to their games more than any others. But I don't know. Media journalists that are bigger than me, you need to teach people about something about how things work. Like, I think I was just about to read you an article from the Brookings Institute. Yeah, the Brookings Institute about the changing role of the U.S. dollar. Because I don't know about the dollar. I don't know economics. I have only a very basic understanding of economics. Very basic. So, I don't know. But I just feel like, media, please help us understand how things are supposed to work so that when they don't work, people collectively can be more observant. Can you do that, please, media? I don't know how to help other than our little tiny corner with 22 people. I don't know how to help. I've tried. I'm trying to scream as loud as I can. and I'll point you to the smart people. I'll scream, and then when you come over, I'll be like, go to the smart people over there. If your Social Security ends in an odd, you're out. If it ends in an even, you're in. That's 50% cut right there. I know. Jim, I heard that yesterday. I did actually hear that. Thank you. Sorry that was confusing. I did hear him say that yesterday. I was listening. It was a Tucker Carlson interview. He's such a fucking dick. Here's a dick. You're such a dick. All right, the G20 is not doing anything. I just thought I'd check on them. How you doing, guys? How's everybody doing at the G20? Let me see. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, it's my... Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. I think I have a watch later. I think I might have even clipped that. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh. Yeah, I didn't keep it. Okay, but here's the thing. You guys. Yeah, that's government workers. Yeah. Classic. Mm-hmm. So, the other... wait. Let me make this bigger. Burp. Burp, 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 burp. Ah! Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Do you know how many millions of seniors would go to DC if they mess with SS? Yes. As in, go in their walkers. Go in their walkers. That's right. That's what we'll be doing. That's what we'll be doing. That's right. That's what I said. Okay. And speaking of really boring, let's go to the Brookings Institute. The Brookings Institute. It's the Brookings Institute. Let's go to the Brookings Institute. I'm sorry. It's a 1 minute read for who? Who is a 1 minute read for? Oh, I don't want to subscribe. Sorry. Thank you, but thank you anyway. All right. The Hutchins Center explains. Don't you feel like you're going to be taken? France even used that even odd message to apply to light president. Oh, yes. Yes. Hey, the farmers in Paris are pissed off about something else now. I'm going to tell you, those Paris people, they know how to protest. They got that shit on lock. All right, here we go. I just want to know about this. If you're bored by this, I really apologize. I really do. This is just, I don't know if this is going to teach me what I wanted them to teach. I rewatched it. They had a little side note. That's the way he's going to lay off. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. The U.S. dollar is the world's dominant currency. However, amid rising geopolitical fragmentation, conflicts over international trade and finance, and populist backlash against globalization in many Western democracies, there is persistent speculation that the dollar's status is at risk. This post explains the role of the U.S. dollar in the global economy and the debate over its future. How is the dollar used abroad? Reserves. Governments and central banks around the world hold dollar-dominated assets, usually U.S. Treasury debt, as reserves to manage the foreign exchange value of their currencies or weather economic shocks. Dollar assets comprise about 59% of global foreign currency reserves. The next largest share is the euro at 20%. Payments. The dollar makes up a large portion of international payments, 58%, excluding payments within the Eurozone. And foreign exchange transactions. Trade. The dollar plays a major role in global trade. As of 2022, the dollar is used in 54% of foreign trade invoices globally. The figure below illustrates the dollar's role in the global economy across 6 dimensions: foreign exchange reserves, international debt, international loans, international payments, trade invoices, and foreign exchange markets, compared to its primary competitors, the euro, the British pound, the Japanese yen, and the Chinese renminbi. I watched the synopsis of The Substance. Uh-oh. I can't see how... What? I can't see how it won't be really violent and dangerous if they start trying to rip people from their homes. I agree. The petrodollar. All right, the role of the dollar remains strong. So the dollar is the dark blue. The euro is the orange, just to give you an idea. And this is throughout the different, what is it, uses of the dollar or something? How would they? The dollar uses, yeah. So how it's used abroad. From the Atlantic Council. Oh, God, source documents. Who knew? Why is the dollar the world's dominant currency? The U.S. dollar has been the world's dominant currency since the 1920s when it overtook the British pound. The U.S. has a large and dynamic economy. Now, keep in mind, this is the Brookings Institute, okay? So just straighten up and just understand that they are definitely fucking capitalist pigs, okay? Period. Just assume that, all right? The U.S. has a large and dynamic economy, 26% of the world GDP, and a track record of stability, backed by investor protections and the rule of law. I'm not anymore. The size and stability of the U.S. economy means the dollar is an effective store of value and safe haven for foreign investors who have confidence in the dollar. And as Brookings Eswar Prasad notes, economic and geopolitical turmoil serves only to intensify the quest for safe investments, usually leading investors back to the dollar, which remains the most trusted currency. In addition, the dollar is entrenched in global trade and finance. U.S. firms play an important role in global trade. Foreign firms and governments conduct trade in and exchange dollars, even when U.S. companies are not involved in the transaction. In addition, the U.S. is the largest recipient and source of foreign direct investment worldwide. American capital markets are deep, open to the world, and highly liquid, making it easy for foreign investors to purchase U.S. debt. The dollar is easily convertible, easy to buy or sell in foreign exchange markets, while central banks around the world use the dollar to preserve the value of their currencies. I don't understand how any of that works. I don't know. The Fed extends swap lines to foreign central banks, providing them with dollar liquidity during times of severe financial stress. I mean, I get the concepts, but I don't understand the... Yeah. Lastly, changing the structure of international financial system is difficult. The U.S. helps oversee the infrastructure and institutions that dominate the international financial order, including the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, or SWIFT, an interbank payment messaging platform, and the Clearinghouse Interbank Payment System, CHIPS, an interbank payment clearinghouse. What are the benefits and costs for a dominant dollar for the U.S.? The benefits of a dominant dollar have been called an exorbitant privilege for the U.S. It lowers the cost of borrowing and debt service for the U.S. government and American consumers. It also means that the U.S. can borrow more than it would be able to otherwise. For consumers, a dominant dollar working through the exchange rate reduces the cost of imports, making it easier to purchase cheap goods from abroad. The dollar's global reserve status reduces the chance that the U.S. will face a currency crisis in which a sudden devaluation of the dollar could halt imports, deteriorate the terms of trade, and cause a financial crisis. This also works in reverse. Other countries become more susceptible to the dollar and U.S. financial conditions. In addition, the ubiquity of the dollar gives the United States power over the international financial system, most notably in the form of sanctions. The dollar's dominance also has costs to the U.S. With a dominant dollar, according to economist Michael Pettis of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, the United States must let capital flow freely across its borders and absorb the savings and demand imbalances of other countries. That is, it must run deficits to offset the others' surpluses and allow them to convert their excess production and savings into U.S. assets by purchasing real estate, factories, stocks, or bonds. I don't understand what that means. These economic imbalances, I'll be reading this again after the show. Oh, Iguana, you're perfect. These economic imbalances could increase American indebtedness as excess savings flow to safe U.S. assets from abroad. Foreign demand for the dollar can also put upward pressure on the dollar's exchange rate, even at a time when economic conditions would otherwise be pushing the dollar's exchange rate down. Is the dollar losing market share? Yes, by some measures. For instance, the dollar's share of global reserves has fallen from more than 70% in 2000 to 59% today. I wonder if there's like a threshold where it gets scary, like it triggers something else happening. I don't know, but I wonder about that. That's just what I wonder. But everybody's is kind of going down. Here's the euro. Well, the other have gone up. Yen, that's kind of up, I guess. That one, the euro's gone down. Looks like Japan's slightly up. Foreign reserves are not flowing to the dollar's major competitors, the euro and the yen. Instead, reserves are going to what are sometimes called non-traditional currencies, such as the Canadian dollar. You Canadians, you're non-traditional. The Australian dollar. You Australians. And the Chinese renminbi. I don't know if we have anyone from China on the show, so welcome if you are. Apart from China, these are the currencies of stable countries with strong economies and close relationships with the United States. That stability, combined with higher returns on reserves that central banks may earn from diversifying their currency holdings, may explain part of this shift. Does it? That I do understand. Share of non-traditional reserves has increased. Other currencies by 7, non-traditional 7. The franc. Australian dollar. The shift from dollars has also been pronounced in countries concerned about U.S. financial sanctions like Russia and China and dollar hegemony. Such central banks have also increased their holdings of gold, though gold remains a small percentage, about 10% of overall central bank reserves. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Is the dollar destined to lose its dominance? Most economists think not, at least not anytime soon. First, in some instances, the dollar's prominence has increased, not fallen. Outstanding debt securities held in dollars have grown from 49% in 2010 to 64% in 2024, for example. Second, competitor currencies like the euro or Chinese renminbi do not share the attributes that have made the dollar dominant. Most government debt in Europe is issued by individual member states, not by the EU, and the Eurozone crisis damaged the currency's attractiveness. The Chinese government maintains strict capital controls to manage its exchange rates, making it difficult to move money out of the country, and the renminbi is highly illiquid. Though the dollar's role in the global economy is contested, Steve Kamen of the American Enterprise Institute and Mark Sobel of the Official Monetary and Financial Institutions Forum, whatevs, do we need that? Argue that the U.S. can maintain the benefits of a strong dollar over the long haul by preserving the unique characteristics and properties of the U.S. economic and financial system. Well, good luck. Good luck. Because you just voted in the Smash Brothers. Jesus Christ. Preserving the unique characteristics and properties of the U.S. economic and financial system, running sound U.S. macroeconomic policies, avoiding the unilateral abuse of financial sanctions, and upholding worldwide trust and confidence in America's ability to act responsibly and fulfill its special responsibility for the smooth management of the international monetary system. What are the challenges to dollar dominance? Sanctions. Since 2010, the U.S. has increased its use of sanctions. Critics of U.S. sanctions contend that the U.S. has weaponized the dollar. Well, I mean, when it's your weapon, then you use it. I mean, come on now. Especially when the U.S. How about they don't do the stuff that causes sanctions? Anybody think of that, you stupid fucking white men? Why don't you think in that way? Fucking dicks. Especially when the U.S. imposes sanctions without the support of its allies and partners. In China and China-aligned countries like Russia, leaders aspire to bank and trade in their own currencies away from the watchful eyes of Uncle Sam. The Chinese government, for instance, has promoted the renminbi as an alternative to the dollar in trade and development finance as part of its Belt and Road Initiative. Leaders, and that's where they build things in infrastructure in developing countries. That's right. Not all white men. That's right. Sorry, Tom. All you white men excluded, because I love you. And I know you're so nice and smart. In China and China-aligned, okay, blah, 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 blah. The Chinese go, okay, blah, 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 blah. Leaders of the BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have explored developing a common currency. Yeah, right. Though most experts give that little chance of success. They can't hold a meeting, okay? If the United States is capricious with sanctions, acts unilaterally, and fails to develop a doctrine of economic statecraft, that sounds terrible. The dollar could be dethroned, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned. Love her or hate her, that bitch is smart. I don't even care what you think of her. She's pretty fucking smart. And she's pretty calm. I love calm leaders. Debt and dysfunction. U.S. politics are contentious and polarized. Fiscal policy is undisciplined, with the debt to GDP ratio rising to new, previously unheard of heights. Ratings agencies have downgraded U.S. long-term credit. Bickering over appropriations, Congress has shut the government down several times. Coming up again in December, right? Isn't it coming up in December? Don't we have a looming shutdown? Sorry, Tom, I love you. Further political instability could erode investor confidence in the dollar. You think? Because they talk about the dollar crashing all the time on their little right-wing shows. I'll bet you right now. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Oops. Rumble. No. That was something I was watching a long time ago. Wait. Here we go. The first one. Here we go. Wait, usually they don't actually talk about anything like real.
Harris presidency, because the BRICS, well, they're meeting in Russia on October 22nd, and they're ready to roll out their gold-backed trading token, or shall we call it a currency, that will compete directly with the dollar. Yes, de-dollarization is here, and the Treasury and the Federal Reserve insolvency will quickly turn into bankruptcy, predicts Bill Holter. You know what else is being predicted?
This is all bullshit that you're listening
to.
Gold
and silver in physical form are going to be worth a lot more money when priced in dollars.
That's why
in the months
RSBN
and years
sells gold,
to come.
Bitch.
Friends, you're not going to want to miss this one. Thanks for tuning in. Before we start, an important message from a most important and
if nothing else, Sean.
You know, Donald J. Trump just said that in an interview, or on stage. I should take that back. Donald J. Trump just said that on stage. MAGA? The left is anti-MAGA? He pointed out to the audience that just means make America great again. How could you be against that unless you were a treacherous viper? But I guess that's who these people are, Bill.
Don't say that.
Well, yeah, you have to understand. This is the biggest episode of gaslighting.
Bill, can you get a mic
in all of history?
Can you get like a mic or headphones or something?
The powers that
so you
be,
don't
the
sound
cabal,
like you're sitting
the
naked
elites,
in a barrel.
whatever you want to call them.
Oh, December 20th.
They are in absolute panic mode right now, simply because if Kamala does not win, then a lot of the illegalities that have been performed over the last however many years are going to come to light. And if nothing else, if Trump wins, in my opinion, we will at least have a semblance of the rule of law. And I've said all along, this thing's going to go down whether Trump gets in or doesn't get in. It doesn't matter. It's a mathematical event. This nation is bankrupt, and it's morally bankrupt. And that's what the fight is,
Jonas.
I think. Both sides understand.
You guys don't know how to handle your money and you're sluts. Shop me sluts.
The difference is going to be whether or not we go down under the Constitution and the rule of law, or whether we go down under, if you want to say,
that doesn't make any sense.
Rule of law.
That doesn't make any sense.
Unless you were a treacherous 79 cents in Bitcoin at 60 process in expert guidance.
Here we go.
And Noble Gold Investments will give you up to 10 1-ounce IRA or 401k into a self-directed gold or silver IRA. You can enjoy the potential for long-term growth and stability. Diversify your portfolio with a tangible asset that has real value.
And by the way, we're going to tell you why you need to do that.
Of course, there are no investment guarantees of any kind, so do your own due diligence. But setting up your gold IRA has never been easier with Noble Gold Investments. Streamlined process
Look
and
at
expert
Kevin Sorbo
guidance. And Noble Gold Investments will give you up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar if you open a qualified account. So go to noblegoldinvestments.com.
I'm Kevin Sorbo.
That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
I'm bad
the link
actor.
is below.
Benzinga. Stun them with the
Hey,
truth.
friends, welcome back.
That's
Thank you so
right.
very, very much for tuning
Okay, we're
in.
not
It's
gonna
Sean
listen
from
to the whole thing, but I
SGT
just want you to
Report
get
with
the
another
gist.
blockbuster report about our economy, about the de-dollarization that is currently happening
Doesn't it look
globally, about
scary?
BRICS, and so
Look at how
much more.
scary this
Friends, I have Bill
looks.
Holter on the line.
The
Right
whole
now, we're
thing
looking
can't
at
even
the
fit
U.S.
on the
national
screen.
debt
That's how
clock sitting at
scary it is.
$35.7 trillion.
The whole thing doesn't
As
fit
we're
on
having
their
this
screen, you
conversation today,
guys.
gold sits at 2,677 USD.
Doesn't make any
Silver at
sense.
$31.79, and Bitcoin at 66,750. The Treasury and Fed's
look how the numbers
insolvency
are moving.
will turn into bankruptcy.
Scary.
That is what
Being
Bill
There is a
Holter
good
emailed
movie.
me
We should watch
right
that one.
before we started this call. Let me welcome my guest. And then I
Okay,
want
here
to
we go.
start
We're
with
going to get the
some good
gist of it
news.
now.
Yes, believe
He's
it or
gonna
not,
tell
we do have
us.
some good news to share today.
Oh, what is it?
As America sits on the precipice between absolute despotism and the
Yes.
potentiality of making America great again,
Oh,
which
right.
the left
Oops, whoops.
thinks
Those
is
are
a
the same
bad
thing.
thing.
Okay,
Bill,
go
welcome
ahead.
back.
Thanks for having me back, Sean.
You know, Donald J. Trump just said that in an interview, or on stage. I should take that back. Donald J. Trump just said that on stage.
All right.
MAGA?
What are you guys doing? Are you saying
BRICS.
anything interesting?
And maybe another good one is South Korea. South Korea may not have a
Okay. It just went
big
dead.
gold reserve, but they're going to have to build up that gold reserve in order to earn and have available gold tokens. Okay, so in order to use the BRICS gold token method of payment that's going to supplant the U.S. dollar as trade payment vehicle, these BRICS nations will have to be able to secure gold tokens. And the only way to do that is to build up their gold reserves.
Okay.
Do you think he has that right? Do you think that all of the nations that want to participate in BRICS need to build their own gold reserves in order to participate? So there really will be a gold backing to this currency, and the nations will prosper
then isn't it not
because they
digital
will hold
currency if
gold.
it's
And
not
again, I
backed
think
by
this whole
something?
idea
I don't
is
get
to
it.
neuter the Fed's
Isn't the whole
fiat
thing about
printing
digital
machine
currency
of war.
there's
Because
no,
remember,
it's
Bill,
just not
all
real?
wars are bankers' wars.
I don't get
Now,
this.
am I being naive here, or is there something bigger
Yeah,
at play
I
that
think
could
you're being an
potentially
idiot,
suck us
but
into like a one world
let's hear
government
what
situation?
Joe has to say.
I'm not seeing it that way.
What,
The
Joe?
BRICS nations are independent of each other, but they want to work together in harmony.
No, they
I
don't.
don't have a
It's
problem
not
with
real.
that.
Yeah, I don't believe that the BRICS collectively are looking for a one world government. I think the BRICS are looking for free and fair trade with actual real settlement. The way it is right now, the world is on the never pay model. The
Oh,
U.S.
I see.
imports
Okay.
$1
Wait a
trillion
minute.
worth of goods each year and exports $1 trillion worth of dollars each year. And those dollars come with a promise of what? Paying more dollars in the form of treasuries. So it's truly the never pay model.
I got to do some more reading on this.
As far as what Jim Willie was saying, I'm not sure that nations are going to have to build the reserves. I'm sure nations that hold no gold or very little gold, yeah, they're going to have to purchase some gold. But I think the important thing to understand is that there's going to be an audit, a real audit of what nations actually hold in gold. And the United States can say, well, we're not part of the BRICS, so we're not doing an audit. And that will basically confirm, since we've not had an audit since the 1950s, it'll basically confirm that we don't have the gold, because if we did, we'd show it. We'd be proud of having the largest hoard of
What was
gold
that,
on the
SB?
planet.
All right. Okay. I can't. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next. Next. Yikes. No, I will not be sending you that clip. No. No. I'm not going to put that in the thing. There down. There down. Oh, what's this? Well, I read that. I didn't think it was that good. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? September. Oh, that's 2021. Oh, did you hear RFK? Here we go. RFK wants wellness farms. That's a good thing. Oh, I wanted to read this. Okay, I want to read this. This is really switching gears, but you know how I have a few goodies that I wanted to read. Anyway. BRICS has tried and failed to become an economic superpower. Exactly. This is just, again, thank you so much, SB. I think that this is the, again, I kind of go back to what Gal says about the what was it? Like how'd she put it? The chaos is the point. It doesn't really, the outcome, it isn't a traditional project in the sense that there's a deliverable, like an outcome. The deliverable is chaos. And that to me makes the most sense, because within the chaos, rules can be fashioned, right? And enrichment can happen. And that's where all the stuff hides, in the chaos. So that's why being clear, I guess, is the only one. I've been mining what's called pi on my phone. Sounds like it could become a thing. I don't know what that means. Wellness farms. Yeah, for people taking Adderall. I'll show you. Oh, wait, did I might have put it away. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, God, we have a lot to read. You guys, I'm sorry. We got a lot to read. All right, we got to read Nina Burley's thing. Okay. Oh, my God. Okay, I want to read that. I got a couple things. You're not going anywhere, okay? So just don't. Yeah, here we go. Let me show you the RFK thing. This is the RFK article that I'm referencing. It's from Neoscope, which I'm not familiar with that publication, by Sharon Adderlow. No screens, and they all have to raise organic food for 3. No screens. Meanwhile, since the anti-green energy guy was elected, the price of copper has fallen off the cliff. It's a cryptocurrency? Yeah. Okay. I hope it works out. No. I think, here's how I feel about it. I am definitely, I love tech. And I think we're just in we're in the Barbary Coast phase of digital currency right now, where it's just it's a bit of a free for all still, even this deep in. So I'm still in the mode where there's a little bit of Barbary Coast. Cost nothing or I wouldn't. I understand what you're doing. So I think that digital currency could be the future. I don't think it couldn't. But I think that we're just not ready. We're behind in terms of like looking at, or at least talking publicly about, how to regulate it so that it's not a Ponzi scheme to benefit billionaires. What side is the majority of our citizens have no idea what BRICS is, and now there's going to be program that it would be to our benefit to join them and add and pull away from the EU. I mean, yes, they're going to try that. I just don't see. This is the thing. I'm very curious, and not in a good way, because frankly, I'd like to just like move on and worry about how we govern to make a more perfect union. But that's not where we are. We didn't vote that in. We voted in this nonsense. This is it. RFK Jr. says he'll send people taking Adderall to labor camps. He's calling it a wellness farm. This is from, This is from July. This is from July 25th. And Robert F. Kennedy, an independent challenger for president vaccine activist, has a cockamamie solution for drug addicts and people who use medication for depression or ADHD. Strip people of their tech gadgets and send them to government-funded wellness farms to grow organic food. Yep, that's right, Max. You had it. No screens, and they all have to raise organic food for 3 to 4 years. Oh, that's how he's going to get around regulations. Is he taking away? I don't understand what's happening here. Okay. Strip people of their tech and send them to government-funded wellness farms to grow organic food. Doesn't that sound suspiciously like a labor camp? Kennedy extolled this unworkable idea during a videotaped podcast last week, billed as a Latino town hall, first flagged by Mother Jones. I'm going to create these wellness farms where they can go to get off illegal drugs, off of opiates, but also illegal drugs, other psychiatric drugs. If they wanted to get off SSRIs, to get off benzos, to get off of Adderall, all the stuff I take, and to spend time, no, you didn't say that, and to spend as much time as they need, 3 or 4 years if they need it, to learn to get reparented, to reconnect with communities, he said during the broadcast. Here we go.
Hola, hola.
Asshole.
Welcome
himself.
to our Latino Town Hall. It's a space we have created for our voices to be heard. Tonight we gather to find answers and solutions to the issues pressing our nation, especially our Latino community, and the over 63 million Latinos living in the United States. So we're going to be covering some of the most important topics, such as the economy, immigration, the border crisis, education, and so much more. And I wanted to start this conversation, this discussion, by sharing something, right? So at Latino Wall Street, we follow closely.
I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I don't care about that. I want to talk about.
Oh, Mr. Kennedy, welcome to Latino Town Hall. How are you this evening?
Very well. Thank you very much. So good to be here with you.
Yes, it's great to see you again from the conference in Miami.
Penis.
So you know me, the founder of Latino Wall Street.
Why does he have such
you
a
met
skinny
Tony
tie
as well.
on?
I'll let Simon introduce himself. He's a Latino leader, has an organization in California, actually.
Oh, great. I live in California.
We are based in San Diego, LA, but all over US as well. And it's a great pleasure to meet you.
Awesome. So we're going to get started with our round of questions. Mr. Kennedy, we all want to be economically empowered, especially at Latino Wall Street. Yet, according to the data from the U.S. Census Bureau American Community Survey, Latinos experience higher rates of poverty and lower medium household incomes compared to the national average. So the reality is that many Latinos are struggling to pay their rent, to afford basic needs such as food, to thrive in this economy due to rampant inflation, especially under the Biden administration. So I wanted to read a question from one of our community members. This is Ryan from Naples, Florida. He says, while Kennedy plans to go after Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock, and the rest, what is his plan to protect hardworking Americans who have 401ks and other investments tied to his organizations? There are millions of honest, hardworking Americans who have invested in retirement and other funds because we've always been told that doing so is one of the best ways to build wealth in your family and provide for a better life for your children and grandchildren. So I guess the question is, right, we know these mega corporations are affecting us financially. How do we address that by protecting our interests if we are also investing under those corporations? What's the plan, right? If you're president, short term, the first 100 days, how to address the economic crisis affecting Americans, especially Latinos?
My plan would not be
bottom lines are
going to BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. These are enormous companies, the biggest companies in the world. BlackRock has a capitalization 3 times the size of the GDP of California. Right, as an economy equivalent to the 3rd largest country in the world. And that is too much, and it's something that we need to remedy over the long term. But immediately, you know, that we're all tied to BlackRock. If you're your pension fund, if you're a teacher, if you're a firefighter, if you're a policeman, if you're a blue collar
have to be careful around windows?
Fund,
what do you
BlackRock is going to be touching it almost certainly. And we don't want to do those cases. We need to limit their power in the marketplace, and it particularly has to do with housing. These large corporations are now buying up single-family homes, and those 3 companies own 88% of the S&P 500, and they're now buying up our agricultural lands, but also residential housing. And that's been one of the major drivers in the doubling of the value of the price of a single-family home over the past 2 years. 2 years ago, the price of an average home was about $215,000.
Okay, so what are you going to do about that? How are you going to make home prices go down?
To 7%. They're no longer affordable.
Isn't that increasing supply?
We have a very large Hispanic population now. 36% of voters in this country are now Hispanic. It's the largest demographic now. But they're mainly working class, and they're people who are on salaries. Hispanic Americans are very hard workers. They're very ambitious. They believe in American capitalism. They believe in the American dream, and they want to get ahead. But they're not going to be able to do that if they can't own a home. because ultimately,
Really? Because I lost my home in the 2008
is
thing,
the only
or
real
2000,
way
right
to
before
pull
that.
yourself out of the lower echelons of
My
the
home didn't
economic
make me
ladder.
richer at all.
The reason for that, if you own a home, you have equity, which means if you have entrepreneurial impulses or ambitions,
But not everybody does.
you can borrow money and you can build a bowling
You can
alley
borrow
or a
money
sporting
against your
goods
home.
store
That's his plan
or
for
a
economic
saloon or a
empowerment.
bodega, and that is the game.
That's his plan for economic empowerment. Is you can buy a home, and with the equity, you can fuel your entrepreneurial spirit. What? What? This is fucking brainless. This is brainless. Housing, let's see, polls, criminal justice, vouchers.
Well, and it has nothing to do with money either. And that's one of the interesting things when you look at these schools in the inner city, they have the highest funding per student than any other school. You look at schools in the suburbs, they're performing way better. And the schools in the inner city have the most funding, and yet they have the worst results when it comes to the test scores of these schools. And these schools in the inner city are scary. They're really set up like prisons. You know, they come in, there's metal detectors for them to come in. There's police officers on the campuses.
That's not true.
And it's really night and day
those police
versus
officers are not.
the education that people are getting at other places in the country. So I love basically what you're saying is you would support a voucher system, right?
Yeah,
like school choice.
Kind of voucher system. I want to support the public schools, but you know, the charter schools are public schools. To me,
You know what? I used to drink that Kool-Aid too. All right. I ran a charter public high school, which is a different type of charter. It's basically an independent standalone. But it is enabled with the it is considered a public charter in that we have you know, a random lottery for our incoming students. So and it's designed, and there's this weighting in the lottery. We weight different things differently in the lottery in terms of economic, so that it's intended to provide a quality high school, you know, for children who live in low-income neighborhoods, right? And to me, it worked. Now, I drank the Kool-Aid saying, hey, why wouldn't a public charter be... I was more effective than my public counterparts for the most part in New York City. There was a couple of outperformers, but I had a really solid high school in New York City, which was a public charter. It allowed me to operate with a little more freedom, but at the same time, my accountability was to a board of regents at the state level. And so, yeah, we're completely held to the same standard as a public school. So in essence, it's a public school. It's just run differently. It's not run by the city, although I work with my DOE counterparts, you know, like there's all kinds of interaction. But I admit that I drank the Kool-Aid saying, if I can do what I do in a public charter, more effectively than the public high school because they're so tied down with a lot of administrative bullshit, then, you know, like I had a school that was very popular with families. They knew it was safe. You know, we had high ratings on that and stuff like that. The kids were happy, you know, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, your per pupil funding is driven by the allocation of your state legislature from the dollars that come. And here's the thing. I realize the damage that charter schools are doing to public schools is that they take the wind out of the sails for the funding. And if you divert the funding, the per pupil funding that it takes, like I think in New York at the time I was doing it, it was like $16,000 a year per pupil. That's what we got. So if you took that $16,000, I would always have to estimate what is my enrollment going to be in order for me to do a budget, right? I would create an annual budget with the board of trustees that I had at my school and the staff. And then that budget was dependent on what our forecast was for how many students would be enrolled in our school. And guess what they do? If you end up wavering from that enrollment number and your enrollment is down, you don't get the money for that student. Which means that the budget you planned is already less. Now, granted, you don't necessarily have that student, but some of those are fixed costs. So I guess what I'm saying is if you take that funding from public schools completely and divert it to vouchers, there is no public school system then, because you need some concentration of funding in particular schools to keep them fucking operating. Okay? That is the point. That's why I was wrong when I stood up for public charters. I never stood up for private charters. Those are all messes. Success academies and all that bullshit. Fuck that shit. Those are factories. I don't deal with factories. But if you take that money out from under, if you take money out from under the public school system, you're fucked. And you know what? You're already fucked, because I could never afford to really attract, or retain high quality teachers, because we were limited on salaries. And I do know what I think would help in public school systems. I have ideas about where we could reallocate. I think administration is too top heavy. I think you do need to pay people a wage that is a life-giving wage, not just the basic. That's always been my thing. There's no reason not to pay nonprofit and other employees at least as much as their private counterparts in that, if they're doing that work. You know what I mean? Like we devalue public service. We devalue that, and we need to value that now. Teachers should be very highly paid so that you can attract the best and the brightest. It should be an incentive for someone to go get their teaching certification in chemistry, because I will tell you right now, it is near close to impossible to hire a chemistry teacher in the city of New York, because you will always lose out. First of all, there's not that many of them, or at least there wasn't when I was looking. And all of a sudden, you can't find any chemistry teachers. So anyway, yeah. So fuck you and your fucking vouchers and your fucking bricks and your fucking this and your fucking that. Free market capitalism. Fight for 15. So is he fighting for a minimum wage? Wait a minute.
Like NIH.
This guy's going to get fucking
public health. I wouldn't shrink NIH.
Proper 13 must reverse. I agree, Oren. I totally agree.
From being an incubator for pharmaceutical products and just, making new pharmaceutical products for the industry all the time and then collecting royalties.
I can't listen to him. I cannot listen to that voice. Okay, here's the bottom line. RFK is a fucking idiot. RFK is a fucking loser, motherfucking idiot. I popped out when I got a notification that Peter Thiel was talking about the end times. You got to stop listening. Well, you can't stop listening to Peter Thiel, but my God, he's such a dick. Oh, here we go. Okay, back to the fact that he's sending people on antidepressants to a labor farm, a labor camp. Kennedy claimed in the podcast that a lot of the behavioral issues, you depressed people. Hey, turn that frown upside down, okay? You turn that frown right upside down. It's just that you're eating too many Cheetos and hot tamales. Which probably is true. It probably is that's probably the entire cause. And Prop 13 proponents said shit like, I don't have children. Why should I pay for the schools? Yep. I would like to explain Social Security. That was such I remember that even as a youngin'. That was terrible. Kennedy claimed in the podcast that a lot of the behavioral issues are food related. And a lot of the illnesses are food related. Okay. You're just not eating the right stuff. He was on a plane last night, however, eating chicken nuggets, filet of fish, and fries from McDonald's. So whatever. And a tax on cannabis sales would fund these farms? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. We already have a tax on it. What?
God creates dinosaurs.
What?
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
That's right.
He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car!
That's right. Wait, what else do we have? What's this one?
Shut up.
Oh, no, that's telling me to shut up. I don't want to hear that one. Oh, wait, that's for me. Oh, wait, there's nothing there. Oh. Wait, where's another one? Oh, no, that's a dinosaur. Oh, wait, where's the warning? Oh, I love this one.
Warning.
Tasmania sounded real fucking good.
Warning.
New Zealand? I'm one of those hot New Zealand guys.
Warning.
I'm gonna go down there and live in the mountains with a fucking hobbit.
Warning.
I'm gonna get myself a fucking elf.
Warning.
I'm gonna go live in Eldon, whatever the fuck it is.
Warning.
That's all I'm gonna do. Fuck all y'all. I'm out. I'm out. Fucking hell. Something tells us this plan won't work or help people with addiction and mental health issues, but it's par for the course for Kennedy. Oh my God. I'm going to dedicate that revenue to creating wellness farms. Who do we have to blow? Who? Just give me, I can. I'm going to dedicate that revenue to creating wellness farms. Fuck you are. Drug rehab farms in rural areas all over this country, he said during the podcast. I'm going to make it so people can go. If you're convicted of a drug offense or if you have a drug problem, you can go to one of these places for free. Jen, I'm really unqualified to do that. That's okay. That's all right. You know what? There's other roles. There's other roles in the resistance, Oren. Oh my God. Oh, okay. All right. That's enough of that. Fuck that shit. Fucking hell. Fucking RFK. Fucking bitch. Fake it till you make it. Oh, it's so terrible. Oh, God. Yuck. No, don't do it. Shit. God, man. Anyway, well, I think we're going to wrap it there. That was more than I could take. What a morning. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to smoke a bunch of weed. The New Zealand guy. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, I'll blow it. If it gets me a visa, I would make an exception for that. That's right. I would make my no mouth exception for that. Sorry. It's too early in the morning for all this talk. Anyway. Yikes. And who's going to pay for the counselors? Yeah, utilities to keep the camps running. Hasn't their mantra always been free doesn't really mean free? What a joke. Exactly, Lee. Oh, and that reminds me. That's another thing. Because there are fixed costs in a public school, like I think some even pay their building lease and all that kind of stuff. Like we co-located with a public school, so we used a floor of the public school space, the middle school below us for ours. But schools have fixed costs like facilities and counselors and things like that, irregardless, is that a word? Regardless of the number of students. Right? You know how fixed costs work. So I guess what I'm saying is you are going to destroy public schools by going to vouchers, even in a halfway. You know, even if you just did half the population in a voucher situation, you would end up decimating your public schools. And if there was one way fast to stupid land, that would be it. So today we talked about the dollar bills, y'all. I think that's what I'm going to call this Wake and Bake. I have a lot more learning to do about the dollar and what is coming and how people want the dollar to change. I need to understand that landscape a lot more. So it feels like I got a to-do list. And we talked about Joel Greenberg, and I want to talk about Matt Gaetz every day. I want to talk about Matt Gaetz every fucking day. Someone has to clean the bathrooms and maintain the buildings. Yeah. Debts never matter when the GOP. And the thing about it is, Oren, is that, again, I think that we're in for a different kind of approach, even from traditional Republican approaches to the budget, et cetera, the economy, if you will. I think we're there's a new sheriff in town, and I don't know what this sheriff fucking wants to do, but there's a lot of like loose little, that drunk sidekick to the bad guys in Westerns. You know how there's always one smart ass drunk guy that's like, oh yeah, kill him, Joe. That kind of guy, the dumb, annoying guy. I feel like it's them, that they're all that guy. That they're all the drunk, annoying guy, and there's no one actually like ringleading them on the day-to-day. They might get, precepts from on high. The sheriff is AWOL and his deputies are all high as fuck on Drano. Exactly. So, but knowledge is power. I still believe that, even in the midst of what we are. The farms would be resident maintained, like a kibbutz. Communism. Oh my God, I'm beginning to create a very narrow follow group. Going to take a bit to find everyone. I know, Hags. It does take a minute. Yeah. And look out for fake accounts on Blue Sky. Already the people with way too much time on their hands are figuring out how to make fake accounts. So just check on the real people. You'll know. You should know when you look at the accounts who's who. But anyway, 100%. Max Flower, you win the day. I guess the farms would be resident maintained, like a kibbutz, communism. Work camps. You get a bounty for turning in your neighbor. No, they didn't say that, but watch it happen. Right now, there's bounties on women's heads in Texas. So it's not too far out of the realm. They've seasoned us up good. They conditioned us good. Rose gone. I never saw it. I never thought I'd see that happen. Ever, 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 ever in my life. Women are dying. And I know a lot of people are dying. I feel for what is happening in Ukraine and Gaza and all around the world. In the Sudan. I just, there is so much suffering. And this is what we do. We take the global suffering and we say, yes, please, let's have some more. I'm going to skip migrating to the new hot app for now. I think that's actually kind of wisely. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm disappointed that it's like clear targeted harassment isn't being taken. No steps are being taken, but whatevs. It's really just an app and it's zeros and ones. That's what that is. It's zeros and ones. And I know I'm true to who I know is real and authentic. And I know that. And that's what I'm going to stick with. I'm on both apps. We will have a Twitter space tonight. I don't know who's going to show up because all of you have left Twitter, which I totally understand. I'm actually totally fine with that. But I will hold a space tonight and see who comes. But don't feel pressured. But just a little, gathering. And then if we have to move off of Twitter because no one is coming, apparently I need to shut up. All my stuff disappeared. Oh my God. Did it? Oren, I'm so sorry. Fucking YouTube. All the libs being herded onto that app feels funny. Doesn't it kind of? Doesn't it, Max? And everybody's like, oh, this is so great. This is so great. I've already had like harassment, the same I get on Twitter. Now they're just all unblocked. Now they can all just find me easier. That's all. Whatevs. Anyway, whatever. It's zeros and ones, babe. Oh, wait. Elon Musk and Boris Epshteyn had a big blow-up argument dinner at Mar-a-Lago. Where's that being reported? What? Oh, there was that thing. I wanted to read that. Oh, can I read one more thing to you guys? Is that okay? My pro-life is getting ready to get turned upside. Yes. Lee, you have a lot on your plate. And when it comes to anticipating with this, incoming, I can't even imagine. You can't anticipate what's going to happen. It's hard to plan for anything. I can only imagine how hard it is to plan. All right, I really want to read you guys this article. I'm sorry to keep you longer, but I really want to read this. Because I have this thing about Boris Epshteyn, okay? I've always had this hard on for him that he's trouble, he's an asshole, and I think he needs to get in trouble. And I just don't understand why nobody's getting him in trouble. And damn it. Okay. Here we go. This is from the New York Times from, when is it? November 15th. You'll be on the space. You're going to keep your spot in the hellscape. Yeah, I'm trying to stay on the hellscape, and as long as it makes sense. All right. We will still have to block. The exec in charge of moderation that works at Blue Skies from Twitter was one of the people Elroy fired. Oh, interesting. Ew. Oh, Teresa, thanks. Listen in on the space chat. Yeah, just get us together. I want some consistency. You know what I mean? I want some consistency. It's in Axios, written by Sophia. Okay, hold on. Whoops. Axios. I hate Axios. Pro-Trump. Axios is a pro-lie. Pro-lie thing. Okay, Axios. Let me find this. Oh, yeah, the House Ethics Panel. I think Teresa gave me this. Yes, this is the safe place. Teresa, I think you were the one who gave me a heads up that, have you read his wife's book? I think it's literally written. No, SB. Tell me more. 5 p.m. Pacific, love. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. On the app, on the X. Okay, let me see here. Oh, yeah, the House, Teresa, that's what I was on. Teresa told me that the House Ethics Committee is meeting next Wednesday to discuss the House, the Gaetz report. We still have to demand that be released. Call your representatives. Just call anybody with a voice in Washington. Just call them and say, release the fucking report. We deserve transparency. If we're not going to get justice, we deserve transparency. Okay, let me find what you're talking about, because that Trump confirms plans to use military for mass deportations. Will he? I mean, will he? Can I just like? Oh my God. Sophia Cal. Do. Okay, I'm human. Oh, latest. Oh, here we go. Musk and top Trump advisor clash over. Wait, is it Musk and him? Clash over cabinet. Okay, thank you so much, Jim. Well, now we're going to read this first. Oh, my God. Okay. Oh, my God. We're going to read this first. Oh, my God. Here we go. Let's read this. Thank you, Jim. 8 hours ago, Musk top Trump advisor clash. Fuck you, Axios. Clash over cabinet picks. Shh. Don't tell him. Okay, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm just going to be one of the cool kids. The taxpayers paid for the report. The constituents deserve to see it. Fuck yes, Tom. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And that's right, Teresa. They can't take away gathering. I mean, they can try, But we'll fucking find a way. I'll phone you all up. We'll create a group call, God damn it. Elon Musk has quickly become an influential figure in President-elect Trump's inner circle, but there are signs of tension between Musk and a longtime Trump advisor over cabinet appointments to the new administration. Why it matters. The friction between Musk and Boris Epshteyn, a top advisor who's pushed for cabinet picks that include Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, like he did on a plane the other day, which is why he even said it. Ta-ta, baby. Bye, hags. Love you. Surfaced in public last week. It signaled a rivalry stemming from Musk's growing influence on the president-elect to the dismay of some of Trump's loyalists. Musk, who fueled Trump's election efforts by giving him at least $119 million, has questioned, that can't be right. Like, why is this okay? Why is it okay? Citizens United must be taken down. Oh, my God. I just hate this world. Had questioned whether Epshteyn has had too much influence in Trump's selections, especially his top Justice Department picks and White House counsel, three people familiar with the conversations told Axios. At the same time, Musk has begun to push for his own cabinet favorites. Epshteyn has bristled at Musk's questioning the qualifications of Epshteyn's favored candidates, two of the sources said. Their rocky relationship came to a head last Wednesday during a heated discussion at a dinner table in front of other guests. At Trump's Mar-a-Lago club, three people familiar with the episode told Axios. At one point during what the sources described as a massive blow-up and a huge explosion, Musk accused Epshteyn of leaking details of Trump's transition, including personnel picks, to the media. Epshteyn responded by telling Musk that he didn't know what he was talking about. The rift between Musk and Epshteyn wasn't a surprise to Trump senior staffers and confidants who've seen tensions between them bubble up during the transition meetings at Mar-a-Lago that began shortly after the November 5th election. Oh, how wonderful. Oh, little trouble in paradise, is there? Talk, Boris. You should spill. Boris, you should flippity flippersons. Epshteyn, who coordinated the legal defense in Trump's criminal cases, was a big influence in Trump's presidential appointments last week. Those appointments included Gaetz as Attorney General and William McGinley as White House counsel. Trump's criminal lawyers, Todd Blanche and Emil Bove, were appointed to top Justice Department posts. Musk, meanwhile, is making a late push for Trump transition co-chair Howard Lutnick to be chosen for Treasury Secretary instead of fund manager Scott Bessent, a Wall Street favorite who met with Trump in Florida on Friday, according to the Wall Street Journal. Bessent is a business-as-usual choice, whereas Lutnick will actually enact change. Musk posted on his X platform, business as usual is driving America bankrupt. Well, he should know. They both have weird accents. State of play. Many people in Trump's orbit like having Musk around or have found ways to work with him. Musk is well liked by Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. Is he really? Really? Is he? First of all, where is J.D. Vance? Second of all, are you kidding me? Because J.D. Vance is the property of Peter Thiel, who is also a former partner of Musk. So give me a fucking break, okay? Give me a fucking break. Yikes. Okay. Conservative commentator Tucker Carlson and Trump's family members, including his sons, Don Jr. and Eric, who probably look at him and go, we could be that someday. Loved by my father. No. But Musk's involvement in the transition process and near constant presence at Mar-a-Lago has begun to wear on some who've been in Trump's inner circle longer than he has and who see him as overstepping his role in the transition. He really is pushing himself, huh? He's really out there. The president-elect, I just can't even say this, included Musk on a recent call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Musk also plans to work with Republican businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, the flim-flam man, a former presidential candidate, to cut a massive $2 trillion in federal spending from their perch as leaders of a new department whose budget is probably $2 trillion. So fun fact, that's how they do it. That's how they do it. Wait, what was I reading? Oh, yeah. Oh, I missed something. Trump's granddaughter, Kai Trump, even posted that Musk had reached uncle status, along with a photo of Kai, Musk, and Musk's son on a golf course. I've got to see it. Let's see it. Show us. Show it to us. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's his son. Oh, boy. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. This is going to get really bad. Why did they push Kai to the forefront? Why? This is going to be bad. All right, whatever. Okay. What they're saying, Epshteyn referred Axios to Trump's transition team. Okay, the transition. Okay, fine. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for that, Jim. I appreciate that. I can't remember where it was. Was I here? No, we read that. No. Oh, here we go. Boris has quickly become one of the most. This is from 15th. This is from a few days ago. Boris Epshteyn has quickly become one of the most powerful figures in the early days of the presidential transition. Is that the son he won't let Grimes see? I believe so, Kathy. Or the grandmother, too. He won't let the grandmother see him. Even floating his own name to help broker peace between Russia and Ukraine. There he is. There he is. Big fucking penis with some growth on the end of it. Whatever. That suit is too small. Stupid idiot. This guy is fucking. This guy's a target for me. Like, I really hate this guy. This guy, I think, is a source of a lot of the trouble. Right here. And I'll never forget when Alva Johnson, who I love dearly, was a former Trumper, but her eyes opened really early on, and she has been very vocal about Trump and his whatevers. And this guy, she says, is really the one who ran things in the first administration as she was on the campaign side. And, or no, I'm so sorry. It wasn't Alva. It was, who's Jessica, the girl who settled. She's on Midas Touch now, but she settled with Trump in an NDA. I believe she might have been the one. Gosh, I can't remember. Apologies to Alva if I messed this up. But someone indicated that from the inside, Boris was really in charge at that point in time. And that was like the 2016-17 timeframe. But I've always found him just an interesting character. He's always on War Room. He's a frequent co-host of War Room with Steve Bannon. So him and Steve are really, he's part of the Steve Bannon world, if you will. No, just like inside Trump. So anyway. That's what I know about him, and I don't like him. Oh! President-elect Donald Trump. So thank you for indulging me, because I just want to read this one article to you. This is from the New York Times. President-elect Donald J. Trump was flying to Washington for his first face-to-face meeting with President Biden since winning the election, when a top aide offered a startling idea to broker peace between Russia and Ukraine. The advisor, Boris Epshteyn, who coordinated the legal defenses, blah, 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 said that he should be Trump's envoy for the Russia-Ukraine conflict, according to 4 people briefed on what took place. Mr. Epshteyn, who was born in Russia and lived there as a child, has no experience in foreign policy. I have a feeling she might be, Teresa. That's what I'm not saying, but I think Ty is not going to have a good, I don't know. He told the group, I don't like that. It doesn't feel right. She's his handler. Oh, he is his handler. Yeah, I mean, I think Boris drives a lot. So he was born in Russia and lived there as a child, has no experience. He told the group that he had family on both sides of the conflict. Several people on the plane, so did Paul Manafort, by the way. Several people on the plane appeared shocked at the idea of appointing Mr. Epshteyn to a sensitive diplomatic post, according to the people briefed on the matter. In addition to his lack of diplomatic experience, he is currently under indictment in Arizona, along with several other Trump allies, for their efforts to overturn the 2020 election with so-called fake electors. A 5th person with knowledge of the events insisted people on the plane reacted well to the idea and suggested thoughts on how to structure such a move. Okay, well, we have a little bit of dissent, but none of the people with knowledge of the incident disputed one key fact. The person on the plane who registered the least shock at the special envoy notion was the only person whose opinion ultimately matters. Mr. Trump listened with apparent interest and did not dismiss the proposal, even though he did not commit to it. Wasn't he? No, I think that's another one. Well, they might all be, Isabella, but I don't think, I've never heard that attached to Boris. Although, whatever. Anything's possible. Whatever comes of Mr. Epstein's idea, Mr. Trump has already given his advisor extraordinary power and shown a willingness to heed his counsel above that of others. Even the world's richest man, Elon Musk, who has been in many transition meetings in the past week, has privately remarked out how surprised he is that Mr. Epstein has been granted so much authority, and then they yelled at each other. The people who spoke for this article were granted anonymity to discuss private deliberations. Mr. Epstein declined to comment, and spokesman didn't respond. Mr. Epstein, who left his role in the White House Communications Office in 2017 over what was described as an issue with his security clearance that has since been resolved. Okay. Had told friends before. How is it resolved? By Bill Barr? Had told friends before the special envoy discussion that he intended to stay outside government as a counselor to Mr. Trump. And in Mr. Trump's world, the lack of an official title has meant little in terms of measuring influence. Why am I choking myself? Okay. There he is. That's a nice picture of him. He does not look that good anymore. Although there are those close to Mr. Trump who despise Mr. Epstein, which doesn't seem like it would be very hard to do, there is nobody in the president-elect's orbit who at this point would doubt his level of influence, the level of his influence. He has quickly become one of the most powerful figures in the early days of the presidential transition, despite having no formal role in it. He has become a significant gatekeeper for Mr. Trump, including shaping some of the information he receives about personnel and cabinet selections. Bye, Carla Love. Have a great day at work. Live in an alternate universe in your head the entire day where it's all fun stuff. I love you. Have a good day. Allison Gill has a thing for Epstein. So do I. I mean, I think he's a source of a lot of problems. He might be the conduit. Who knows? In rapid fire succession over 2 days this week, Mr. Epstein assembled for Mr. Trump the Justice Department staffing he always wanted and felt he never got in his first term, even if confirmation battles loom. Mr. Trump, who has never respected the post-Watergate norm that the department should operate with independence, has a team stacked with loyal fighters and 3 of his personal lawyers. Mr. Epstein, a physically imposing man who wears 3-piece suits, has flexed his power in other ways as well. That's not him. While the incoming White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, Russian asset, was traveling to and from a conference featuring some of Mr. Trump's donors over the weekend and on Monday, Mr. Epstein finalized a push for Mr. Trump's eventual pick for White House counsel, William McGinley, according to 2 people briefed on the matter. And he ran one of his most audacious plays yet this week. He was a key behind-the-scenes advocate for Mr. Trump's decision to announce Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida as his choice for Attorney General. Mr. Epstein made his case aboard the round-trip flights on Mr. Trump's airplane from West Palm Beach to Washington on Wednesday, according to 2 people with knowledge of what happened. There they are. There they are. Doom and gloom. Hi, I'm doom. Hi, I'm gloom. I wonder if I can copy this picture. Fuck. They're all web files. I can't do it. All right. Whatevs. Mr. Epstein had argued for other choices before that, including the lawyer Robert Giuffre. I don't know how to say that name. But when Mr. Gaetz, who himself has been investigated by the Justice Department, emerged as an option, he pushed heavily for it, according to 2 of the people briefed on what took place. Mr. Epstein is licensed to practice law in New York, although he did not renew his attorney registration within 30 days of his birthday in August this year, as required by the Office of Court Administration, probably because he doesn't have to, according to the office's website. That meant a roughly 2-month period in which he was not in compliance with state requirements. The court system typically grants grace periods and provides warnings before taking any form of disciplinary action. After being contacted late Thursday for comment about the registration for this article, Mr. Epstein appears to have filed the required renewal. Over the years, Mr. Epstein has called for an aggressive legal strategy for his boss. He was among the lawyers who encouraged Mr. Trump to delay his trials as long as possible, kicking them close to or beyond the election so that they would be politically impractical. And here we are. Mission accomplished. That strategy was difficult and expensive, but successful. The costs were paid by a political action committee Mr. Trump created in 2021, and it involved swamping the system with legal briefs. How can a political action committee spend money on legal briefs? But it was ultimately successful in keeping Mr. Trump from being sentenced in the one criminal trial that did take place. I'm so sad. Whatever title Mr. Epshteyn is eventually given, whether it is counselor or advisor or something else, his influence inside the government is built to last. The key legal posts that Mr. Trump has announced so far for his second administration look remarkably similar to a list of suggested names for top administration lawyers that was compiled by some Trump advisors outside the formal transition process with input from Mr. Epshteyn. The list was obtained by the New York Times. Mr. Epshteyn also helped influence a proposal captured in a memo that circulated at the top levels of Mr. Trump's orbit, calling for using private investigators for background checks on incoming staff members, bypassing the traditional FBI process, and then having the president-elect summarily grant most of them security clearances as soon as he takes office. Officials have not said what their plan is for clearances, but several Trump advisors said they anticipated Mr. Trump availing himself of what was proposed for him to do. One Trump advisor, who asked not to be identified for fear of retaliation from Mr. Epshteyn, described the overall situation as the United States of Boris. Oh, it's Maggie. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan, two of the spinniest doctors. Ciao, Bella. Yeah, the incoming. Hello, Americans. Wouldn't you love a kleptocracy won by the mafia? Yes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Give us more Boris. More Boris. No Natasha. Fuck Natasha. We just want the Boris. We just want the Boris. Wow. What a morning. We did a lot. God, you guys are so great. We do so much. We get through so much information. I don't retain most of it, but I do retain some of it. So I'm really grateful. Thanks for hanging in there. Please share the broadcast. I'll update the description with all the beautiful links that we went through today. And hopefully that's helpful to you if you ever want to find something. I don't know, maybe it's not, but at least they're there. They exist. So thank you for doing that. I have to say, Donald sure surrounds himself with a lot of people who are not born in America for his America First project. Right? Ivan Raiklin? I love you too, Tom. See you all in the morning. Happy Monday. Don't forget, we have a space tonight for the few souls who are left in the Twitter sphere, and that's okay. We're going to show up as long. Oh, of course, Oren. Thank you for sharing the Transgender Day of Remembrance information. I thought that was a beautiful post, and I'm really grateful that you shared it. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate those. That's right. That's right. The VA needs to stay woke. We need to make sure all veterans get their care. God damn it. We are. We're still on. Yeah, go push back on those fucking tariffs, Lee. You need to fix that. No pressure. No pressure. All right. Okay, I will hear you guys tonight, hopefully, and I will see you tomorrow morning for another fun-packed day. Yep. Bonito dia. Bon dia, all the languages. Where's Zeb Gorka? I know, Jim. I don't know. Harass local officials. That's right. Release the reports. Release the Jack Smith report and release the fucking Matt Gaetz report. Fucking transparency. That's what we need right now. Radical transparency. Come on, all you leakers. We'll collectively pay for your tickets to somewhere else. Don't worry. But just leak that shit. We need the information. We need to be informed. Name the 600. God, thank you, Oren. It's really 3 things. Leak the fucking ethics report. Leak the fucking Jack Smith report. Name the 600. Do those 3 things. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. Hi, Badge. Hi, baby. All right. I love you guys so much. Have a great Monday. Don't let anybody fuck with your mind. You're too important. That's right. Carrie Lake. Maybe she could work for Vaseline. I don't know. They might need a spokesperson. You never know. All right. I love you guys. Hey, you know what? We're going to do a little old-timey thing here. Just because we can. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Because I feel like it. Where is it? What? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, wait. What is that? Is that it? No. Let me see if this is it. Ah, it's not it. I don't know if this really works. Does this work? Let's see. Nope. There's no file. All right. Okay, well, I can't show you what I want to show you. It's Monday, yeah. It's fucking Monday. It's boo-boo Monday. All right, I'll put up the space in a little bit and make sure you join if you can. And thank you. Spaced Out Space. The Spaced Out Space is going to be there tonight. Ooh. So I love you. Have a beautiful day. I'll be waiting for you right here. Okay. I love you guys.